everything here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Yep, we're finally where we belong.
And don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Put a ticket in, make her name it gay.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
That's all, brother. I had it.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
It's very good. Well, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Welcome to Inside the Badger Den with the Angry Badger and Mr.Techrat. Welcome to Inside the Badger Den, episode 13. We're going to keep going. Lucky episode number 13.
Lucky 13.
Yeah, we're not skipping over it and just going straight to 14 like some office buildings do for some strange reason. We do, in fact,
exist.
I say we do, in fact, have a 13th floor. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the floor where they do all the crazy shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good movie.
It's where the Court of Owls is. And yes, that's all. Oh, we'll talk about that later. Welcome, of course, my co-host, Mr. Techrat. How are you?
Hello. I'm good,
Yes.
buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I know we're still live, no Nerd Wars, and we're streaming opposite the 199 Jeremy with Cobra Cast and Hypnotic. So no one's going to show up tonight except for Problematic White Guy and Bly. Thank you guys. Enjoy owning the chat. You're going to be takeover at least in that sphere. But we're here. Most people watch the replays anyway. So
If you want, I can shout. We're destroying our channel.
No. Put a mask on, and then you could turn your camera on and go back and forth between your bookshelf, grabbing random things. That would be cool. Swinging your sword aggressively.
I need to get a little sword, little scepter.
Speaking of swinging a sword aggressively, you set me up for it. Have you watched this yet?
No, but my daughter did.
And how was it?
To her, better than.
I didn't say it's her target demographic, right?
Yeah, better than she thought it was going to be, I guess.
Any highlights?
None that I can recall.
Yeah, because it does have a 68% audience score. Papa Badger tried to watch this and got about halfway through, and there's a drinker reaction to this, which I guess I'm gonna watch that because I'm not watching this.
That makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. I can't take Millie. I can't take Millie seriously.
I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, with the Twilight kids, everyone already just looks at you and goes, "Oh, it's the one from the thing." I don't know. But that happens with everybody.
I don't have a problem seeing her as someone other than what's up off the cover. Going to be on his live stream on the 28th.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not that I have a problem seeing her in something other than Stranger Things, because I actually liked her in Enola Holmes, but I just can't. I can't. The whole the Angela Bassett bad accent from the trailer and the
it's a lot. It's not just her.
No. So that's going to be a no from me, dog. But unfortunately, what was also a no was remember how we got a leaked Mandalorian video game, and then a week later they announced that nope, canceled it.
Wasn't there another bounty hunter game, or is that still happening?
No, I think this is the bounty hunter game.
That was the one.
About. Yeah,
right.
I mean, the OG one was the actual Boba Fett game, which was awesome. Jango Fett, back in the day, which I had to wait. I had to get an emulator to play it for the first time.
At least you played it.
Yeah. But that's of course because I think it was fun. Like, there's a bunch of different reasons why you would cancel it, but they basically said they canceled it because there was no lightsabers or the Force or Jedi or anything like that. It was just going to be a bounty hunter game, and that apparently it says right here, if there's no lightsaber, we're not too sure about that. That's it. And so they iced it because I guess they don't have any ability to possibly. And yeah, that you can thank Disney for. Star Wars 13 was supposed to be like a Boba Fett game, basically.
That's right.
That was coming out, had that awesome footage of it, and then Disney officially bought all the well, George sold it, of course, but yeah, and then they iced it out. Hail John. This to me sounds like it would have sucked because it was going to be a first person
No,
I'm tired. I'm tired of games where you can't switch to third person. And
I want
you
the
probably
option.
would have had badass armor, but you wouldn't have been able to see it. Maybe in cinematics. I don't know. Yeah, I want the option.
That does matter to some, yourself, and a lot of others more. But I do like the option. Like in Fallout, you get the choice.
Yeah, I'm an unabashed clothing whore in every single game I play.
Yeah.
It turns into
Big
Space
closet
Barbie
bitch.
or clothing. Speaking of, what's up, creativity? Congratulations. He was on Roger Ryan Athay's reality-based gaming today.
And was he at all a racist?
I would assume so.
It would be out of color otherwise.
He didn't say anything directly. He didn't say anything directly racist that I heard, but I don't think he can't not. Yeah, how's the PTSD doing? Yeah, I played it too. Helldivers is really good, and we're going to talk about that. Actually, I can't think. Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad the fascist showed up to tell us, because this video actually blew up. This video blew up larger than any Gamergate, even the one that went viral. This has like almost 6,000 views. And okay, it started about this dude Gantz the Demon.
Right.
The name was a little on the point, but he friendly fired. Like he straight up, he fragged his team right before they took off. And I guess this ended up being cleared up that, yeah, he did, but the guy he was killing was a friend, or that whatever. The point was that ended up being like a minute part of the story. But the main thing was that fucking shockingly, the mainstream journalists are missing all the satire, and they actually think that we're all a bunch of toxic. I mean, they probably always thought we were toxic, right? But they're like super missing the satire of like the Starship Troopers.
I'm sorry, wait, journalist?
Yes.
Is that like a journalist who's like taking the piss?
Don't act like you've never heard me say
I've
journalist.
never
You've never heard Gary and all of them say journalist. I'm shamelessly stealing it from them.
No, I didn't. Congrats.
Yeah, I don't know specifically, but I'm glad. Yes. Oh, Saga. Yeah. That it came out basically that even though Irwin bought into that whole fucking misinformation campaign that we're going to talk about, no. Sweet Baby Inc. did almost everything we think they were guilty of, and probably a little bit more. And I was indeed right, even though he showed that tweet. I don't know what we're going to retroactively call. He showed that X of like the main narrative designer
so stupid.
for Alan Wake 2, being like, oh no, we totally made her black before Sweet Baby Inc. And meanwhile, the fucking receipts were found, and there's a bunch of screen grabs of them being like, oh no, we did it in conjunction with, we had to find Saga, and we did it in conjunction with Kim Belair. So yeah, get out of here. We're all functionally retarded. I can't, you know what? Auto correct has ruined me as a person.
Wait, real quick, personal note. This man does the speech to text a lot, and I can tell when he does because it's retorted.
Yeah. Ryan is he's a special one. Shout out to Ryan. But yeah, so everyone in the mainstream media is misunderstanding this. Obviously, it's a satire game, and it's fun. It's fun to jump in there and make knowing double jokes. Like, I saw someone, we were in a group, and he was like, if you don't think I'm going to kill bugs for the oil, you're damn wrong. And everyone's, saying the taglines of free. I know you haven't been able to play, and I'm FOMOing you by talking about it too much.
No, I'm glad there's something positive in a lot of people's lives. Like I do want to play it, but I'm not upset about it. It is. I'm happy people are coming together.
The amount of already awesome moments and jumping in with people that you don't know, and you're instantly doing cover tactics and stopping and turning around and waiting for the other people. And like one of the last missions I did, just real quick before we move on, one of the last missions I did where we ended up like doing everything in the map and getting glorious patriotism before we got onto the extraction. One dude stopped and did the hug emote. Got on hug. We all hugged each other. I know, big figs all around, but that's the type of brotherhood, because they don't really care if they were men or women. Yeah,
you went through something with strangers in 20 minutes or so.
Not strangers, fellow hell divers. It's almost like through a unifying force of gaming, we overcome. Speaking of gay, what's up, my bro? Lord. They done took Aunt Jemima for. I was thinking, hopefully, in the swing back, all the things we were taking can be given back, and I want Aunt Jemima back. I'm just saying. I know it's a non sequitur, but I want
Oh my
fuck this
god.
pearl milling
Hey,
company stuff.
I got a
want Aunt
bottle
Jemima back.
in the cabinet. I got an old bottle of Aunt Jemima that's
I
unopened.
unironically have know people that are holding on to their Aunt Jemima bottles and just refilling them. And you know what?
Shout out to Uncle Ben.
Shout out to Uncle Ben too. Obviously, this is the big one. This is that misinformation campaign that started where under its best interpretation, it was just introducing nuance, right? This is what Sweet Baby Inc. would have you believe, and the best interpretation. Oh, no. Everything by the time we came in was already done, and all we did was cross the DEI T's and dot the I's.
Bullshit.
And a little bit of bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you, I say unto thee. No, lies. Full lies. That, yes, that point is true in the sense that like every single studio that these demons of SBI entered, all of them were playing with the Ouija board. All of them called in the demons. They were already ripe. Sure, like I agree with all that. But I'm telling you, significant. When and where. I always say I picture all these gaming studios are on a cliff, right? A DEI cliff. Yes, there are some things in there, like the first Spider-Man. There's a copious amount of gay pride flags and maybe a little bit here or there, but it's nothing that ruins the game, right? And then Sweet Baby Inc. comes in for the Miles Morales DLC. I'm still trying to find proof on that one, but if you played the Miles Morales DLC, you know what's going on here. And Spider-Man 2 for sure. I see it. And they push them over a woke cliff. They push them over a woke cliff, and then you get the Suicide Squad kill the Justice Leagues and the aforementioned just so your slobs speak another language. Joker's disciple for 5 before combat. Get in close for tip to tip hugs for democracy. And I agree. If you're not docking before, are you even doing it right? I don't know.
It's beautiful.
It really is cool that they have the interactive emotes and that people do it, and then people will drop. They'll drop ammo and supplies and actual camaraderie. I was gonna say brotherhood, but let's not use gendered language. Please don't use gendered language. Sorry, I know, Rat. You've probably never seen this video that gets played a lot, but it's.
I've seen a lot of those retards.
The young socialists or whatever.
Yeah,
comrades,
please clap now.
Comrades, yes. No,
or shake your hands in the air because people have auditory issues.
A shocking amount of the consulting companies we're finding out now, at least, let's say there's like 30 of them in total. Half of those are like shell companies that don't really do anything. And like 3 or 4 of them are like the heavy hitters. The Sweet Baby Inks, the Weird Ghosts, which is funneling into Baby Ghosts just to front money for apparently a Neo Sarkeesian and other people like that. But for sure, Sweet Baby Inc. is one of the main ones, even though they apparently say they only have 13 people or something like that. Somehow their names are on all these AAA games. It's crazy. And yeah, what's the one that we just heard? Black Girl Gamers, which I said jokingly because it sounds like Black Girl Magic, Black Girl Gamers. No, they're real. And they're the ones that had that tweet that just came out that like gamers thought that they were the center of the world. Well, the gaming world, yes, it's in the name, gamers. Yeah. But this video, just say it real quick, this was, of course, the start of all the mainstream medias trying to just switch it, say we're the harassment campaign. That they don't know, they don't know that. What are you talking about? They don't do anything. It's very hard to track these people down. Yeah, beautician stuff. Nail salon. Yeah, the problem is no matter what they say, even if they say they add in just refinement, I think they get in as early as they can and add as much as they can. And that's basically what Geeks and Gamers article refuted it. And be like, no, we know what they're doing. And then plays all the clips that we've played of them proudly talking about they don't listen to you, take your marketing team, terrify them with the possible results of basically a smear campaign.
Right. I'm going to tell everyone that you didn't like what we're doing. It's such a childish attempt, but it works because everyone's afraid to upset anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's explained later on by Keynes. I get the name over here. The guy, the World of Warcraft dev, who just explains how expensive games are and how easy ESG money was, because that's drying up. So talk about that in a minute. But we had this announcement, and this we're seeing it significant. Oh, come on, you. No, I don't drink. Don't do it. No.
Look what you did.
Whatever.
Congratulations,
I'm
by the
skipping
way.
forward because it's relevant. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's like a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm 7 or 8 months, something like that.
Yeah, it's real good for you. You save a lot of money. You get to spend it on other things.
Right.
Before that stupid thing that didn't let me go back, that was just talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. But the reason that's important is apparently that's going to be even worse for Disney, because Disney's animation is looking bleak AF. And we found out that the reason it's looking bleak is the fact that, man, that Jennifer Lee takeover when she Me Too'd Lasseter and literally hiring people from Tumblr and Reddit, influencers, not even talented artists. Because it would be one thing if you got everyone out and brought in equally talented people, but of like your equity coloring scope.
They were just grabbing social popular people.
Fuck, and even that I question, because who did they bring in? Not enough, right? Which led to, while not good, some of their other movies, like Raid of the Last Dragon, and there was another one. But basically their budgets were pretty reasonable. Like in the early low, say like 120 to 150 million, right? That's pretty doable. Ralph, that's the Ralph Breaks the Internet. 120, 150 million, that's doable. Until they got to Wish, and that was the one that was fully under their control, and that's when they ballooned up to 180 million plus, and of course it lost money. Wish is the one where everyone was like agreeing with the villain.
Yeah, I still didn't watch it.
Well, I don't think it was made for you.
Yeah, but like again, even with children and it's animated, and being an oversized child myself, I love animated stuff. So I was excited for something new, and then I was like, nah. You know what? In fact, did you see there's a sequel coming out for the movie Inside Out?
Yeah, how's that going to go?
Okay, so they're adding, I think it's 4 new emotions. It's like anxiety, jealousy. Jealousy was already. Anyway, it's 4 things you would come to as a teenager. So like I get it, but yeah, there you go.
I see you guys are aware of the Larry Fink school of thought of in order to enforce the change, you must echo the change all around you. That we'll get to that in a later one. But first up, did you liked all those Conan movies, right? The Arnold Schwarzenegger ones?
I just recently watched the first one again.
It's glorious, isn't it?
It's been so long, so it might as well have been the first time. What a fantastic movie. I don't care how cheesy 80s or even 70s movies are. If it delivers some good shit, I'll take it.
If I were to tell you that that's another movie that Nerd Wars hasn't fucking watched, would you believe me?
Would I be shocked and shaken? Yeah. No, sir.
Yeah.
I'd be a little scared.
You know what? Just to shame him further, because he's not here to disrupt the shit out of everything with his lightweight pale ale drinking self, he hasn't seen Starship Troopers.
Wow.
Hold on. I'm going to wait for everyone to fucking close their mouth, and he hasn't seen RoboCop. So shame him. Shame him, Badger Legion. The worst shaming for that man. No, but I bring up Conan because related to that is the Red Sonja movie with Bridget Nielsen, right? Yeah. I watched it, and this is where he'll get all offended. Like, I was too busy doing the cultural war on politics. Yeah, great. A little bit of balance, my brother. A little bit of balance. So now we got him on a steady list. He's like Captain America. I know. He's like Captain America when he came out of the ice. He's literally got a list of movies he's getting through. Yeah. I know. It's sad, but we'll get him through this together. Let's, and the thing about this is when I look at my favorite movie list, that's a fucking understatement. When I look at my movie list, I want
Not
to say
that
like
there's
5 or
anything
6
wrong.
of them are all Arnold, like Commando, Predator,
True
Total
Lies.
Recall, True Lies, Terminator 1 and 2. The list is a long one. I digress. Drinking game, and this is all up to say because we are not getting anywhere close to the big bad bitch with TNA hanging out, killing. We are going to get subversion. Very woman empowered. Very woman empowered. It's going to subvert the original, and it's not going to be no male gaze. No, there'll be a lot of male gaze, like gay, but there will be no gaze, as in the look, which is very odd because this is one of those things where, like, clearly the word is out to some people that all this woke shit is done. You've alienated everyone. You at least have to try and hide it. We saw that story about the Silk Society TV show going back, like, to a male focused audience. And really that just means like traditional storytelling narratives of like hot women, strong, attractive men that beat the shit out of bad guys and blah, 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 blah. What is this going to be? It seems like a feminist an intersectional feminist wet dream, as Gary would like to say.
The picture, every time I see this picture, it reminds me of the hell did you start at the beginning? Damsel? It looks similar to that.
I don't have the picture, but yeah, same energy. Energy. And you know what? Bro, True Lies. I mean, not True Lies, but No Lies. Fortress with Christopher Lambert, where he's like in a prison where they don't let you dream. I thought as a kid, like you have to understand that every movie I watched as a kid was with the focus of like, I'm at Blockbuster for a lot of it, renting 5 or 6 movies at a time. Do I think I will see nudity in this?
The possibility.
You would walk through Blockbuster, you would just look at the cover list and be like, do I think there will be nudity?
Fucking priorities.
Disbrew's cool, man. Yes, Disbrew is the greatest story of one of us. He was a fan just like one of us, started his channel, sent a drunken message to Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers one night saying, people aren't watching my stuff like they should. And then Jeremy on a lark went to his channel and was like, oh yeah, you're right. Gave a little bit of a signal boost and boom. Disbrew now is like almost at 300,000 subs. So it can be done. It can be done. Red Sonja will be the problem is that they can have their cake and eat it too. You can have all their badass feminine messaging, but they can't do it. They can't do it. And yeah, if you would put in like Conan in it basically too. Oh well.
No, because what would they have done to him?
Let's hope that she's happy and she knows the movie she's making, so she doesn't end up like another Dakota Johnson going on her press tour, where her whole press tour, and a lot of them really reminded me of the Game of Thrones, like the last season, best season ever, where like they really couldn't say what it was, and so they all pretended. Irwin's movie backlog is legendary in a bad way. It's impressive the amount of like classic shit he hasn't seen, but then also things he has, and then we'll get indignant like when you suggest he hasn't. He's seen the Harry Potters, right? So like, I've seen the Harry Potter. We think I'm a monster, said by the guy who hasn't seen Starship Troopers. So it's like, I do. You're a special kind of monster.
Not all monsters are evil. Yeah.
No, we all attack things. He's busy now in deep research for his next documentary, which will be a good one. He better too. But
this
yeah,
poor woman. That movie,
Dakota.
I think it was 13% when I saw it last.
I like Dakota now. I'm realizing now I had her the whole way. She skipped right past all the Brie Larson dislike, from just like ambivalence, like to straight like, look, she didn't attack the fans. That's the number one thing that I'm happy with her about. She could have blamed toxic masculinity. She could have done the Ghostbusters or the Charlie's Angels route, right? This straight white men, this movie's not made for you. And then fucking 3 weeks later, why aren't straight white men going to see this movie? I'll never get tired of that.
Here's
comparison, by the way.
Messed up, just because you brought up the movies. I love the original show was great of Charlie's Angels. It was great.
Yeah.
When they started doing the movies, they were they were fun. That was a movie with women that you could say that was a fun movie, and it had a good, decent action, and actresses that were good. You knew. I didn't even attempt the last one.
All I know is looking at what's her face from Twilight. I just had her name in my head. It ran away. But looking at her now, man, she looks like she's been living in San Francisco on the street. Kristen Stewart. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for the new movie she's in?
No. I'm a bigot homophobic. I can't watch that. I'm not allowed.
Oh,
is that the lesbian movie?
Yeah, it's the lesbian movie.
It has been on the fucking homepage of IndieWire for the past 3 weeks. And no, it's not like I bookmarked just that. I keep refreshing, going to the homepage. They will not let that article go away.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Again, I don't
92%.
You know what's sad is like he must have just seen clips. He must have just seen clips of shit. So he could pretend. He's like that virgin that pretends he's had sex. Yeah, fellow straight guys. I've with the women.
My
It
God.
Feels like apple pie. But he doesn't actually know.
Shout out to anybody who has seen the In-Betweeners. You said lying about having sex, and it just totally took me there. I've been binging it. Fantastic.
No, I haven't. But I was also, as I did the reference, he probably hasn't seen American Pie either.
Right.
Probably hasn't seen American Pie either.
Too popular.
Next video we had next day, which was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, even though most people, I mean, not to sugarcoat it, but did not think it looked good. Say what you want about Ripa and Epic Verse and all that. I pre-ordered Yaira. She has Crush Me Mommy vibes, Death by Snoozu. Yeah, the accent sucked. It's not good. They were going for Russian, but they went with confused Eastern European.
Yeah, it was muddled a few things.
And yeah, she has a strong jaw, but I wouldn't say no. Yeah, like I said, it was CW graphics, but for a fucking first live action trailer, I thought it was fine. It was fine. Like probably cheaper than doing fucking one of those animated again, because those are somehow more expensive.
Yeah, it was good. I did like it, but the animated was pretty good.
Okay. So you're saying there's another thing I need to ask to watch because I have not seen the In-Betweeners.
It's on Amazon.
Okay, that's good.
Check out 1 or 2. It's funny.
Yeah. Except for a couple people in my comment section, it's ambiguous whether they were bots and or foreign based on sentence structure. And you know who you are. But that's all right. We welcome bots too. I, for one, welcome the new machine overlords. But yeah, no one has been really calling for any more live action in this vein. But I think it was I think they could do better. And for what it was, I think it was fine. Again, it was just a little tease, whatever. But yeah, she just needs to work on the accent. But as far as physicality and all that, like I liked when she was in the actual Yaira like workup gear and all that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Something I'm not excited for, though, is any more of this Sweet Baby Ink shit.
I mean, it's doing the channel justice, but...
No. That's not what I mean. Like, no.
The bullshit.
That's what I said. Yeah, no. Their infestation and, like, discovering how the roots of shit, that's what I'm not looking, and I'm tired of. And I'm hoping nothing else is coming out that has been tainted by them. I hope we caught it in time. And okay, if it's only 18 episodes, I can swing that. Eric did explain it was first dip into live action, said he learned a lot, although I didn't get to watch the whole. Yeah, that's the thing. It's the first time. It's the first time for a lot of things. Like he may be on his 4th comic release, but that's his first live action thing. So, and yeah, he didn't even tell anyone about that. Like even like his homies were like, "Oh," so it just goes to show he's making moves on shit. Hey, look, a hot take. I love Drinker. His trailer wasn't blowing me away. So we'll see what his Rogue Elements live action is like. Because like the first time you do it, yeah, it's not going to be a 10 out of 10. But do you see anyone else putting their money where their mouth is, like Drinker or Eric? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Outside of our sphere, there's Epic Verse and all these, and yeah, which is nice. This is the Iron Age that Razorfist is always talking
about. Everybody's
like,
doing something.
We'll do it ourselves. But yeah, further proving that, wait till you start seeing even more of the Iron Age of us making video games. Yeah, I'm not in 13 steps, even though I don't drink. Like, I don't apply any of that, but that progress, not perfection, is a fucking rule for life. Because it's like, no. You can acknowledge the problems with anything, just as long as you're making a little step forward. Like, I don't care if you get 1 sub a day or 3 if you're growing your channel. 1, hey, progress, not perfection. Fucking Sweet Baby Inc. now is making neither progress nor perfection. And of course, they had their whole misinformation campaign, which many people bought into. But like I said, thankfully, we had enough people expose it. And the gaming journalists that tried it again, journalists, blah, 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 they have no credit whatsoever anymore. And it very quickly, I mean, yeah, they're still trying to spin that it's a harassment campaign, but thanks to the much fairer battleground of Twitter, almost every single one of their shits is either being community noted or someone posting the receipts of like, if, you know, oh, you think it's a harassment campaign? And then posting the actual harassment campaign that Sweet Baby Inc. is waging against Cabrutus. Still.
Yeah, it's funny. The people who have the sweetest hearts have the most shitty things to say.
They ain't got sweethearts.
They're supposed to.
Lies, all lies. Gary on F&T made a good observation on the Sweet Baby Inc. consultant industry has already infected thousands of games already finished. But that's the thing, is that because games take so long to course correct, that, well, it's a 2-part. One, when Sweet Baby Inc. comes in and be like, oh, we didn't do that much. We just came in at the tail end. Well, the fucking tail end of a 3-year development cycle is like 8 months. So you still had time to muck it up, even if they would try to minimize it. But also, right, only now are they looking at all these failed games and the thousands upon thousands of people fired while AA games like Helldivers are taking off. So it's going to take them even longer. And how do you do that? Because as we've discovered, they're infested on every single level. All the OGs with talent and creativity and balls, you either pushed out, and they're like literally and figuratively balls, you pushed out, and they're now making their own companies. Like, most of Rocksteady is gone. Most of the OGs are gone, and they're making that new, I forgot the name, but they're over there working with James Gunn to make games specifically for the DCU.
You know what? I feel bad. I feel bad for games and movies because, again, yeah, you do know that it takes a long time, but it's like you put your heart and soul into that. You wanted people to take it and be happy about it.
I see. Okay, now real quick, Lod. I think the reason Suicide Squad was so long also is that's the one that apparently, I don't know if you, for a while after Night, we heard about that they were going to do a Superman in the Rocksteady universe. We kept hearing about that until all of a sudden they switched it to that Suicide Squad concept. And now we're hearing that Superman game is in fact going to be under DCU. All those OGs I just talked about that were making a new company that is specifically licensed with DC to make them for the movies. That's where that Superman game went. And we got this. And I guarantee you, because when it looks at exactly what Sweet Baby Inc. did for Suicide Squad, dialogue, narrative, quest choices, all that shit about Black, race swap, Deadshot. Thank you, Will Smith. Deadshot. And because they make it in the Arkanverse, they had to retroactively say that the Deadshot we already saw was a fake or whatever. All that things about him shaming Green Lantern of being a space cop and black on black crime, blah, 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 sellout. All Sweet Baby Inc. Wonder Woman, because being browned up and then she's Greek, and making her like the Greekest example. Okay, fine. But then having her be the only heroic death and like Flash being pissed on, and just as all Sweet Baby Inc. It's all Sweet Baby Inc. And yeah, they were so happy with it. Wait until non-binary Joker comes out. I can't wait. That DLC should be out at any moment.
That's going to be good.
Any moment. And that was one of the first ones that went soft viral for us.
How about this? They got allegedly Deathstroke is going to be the final like season 1 character. What shitty thing do you think they're going to do to that one?
I hope it's like an Abby, his daughter of Deadshot. You guys want to do some tea? Oh, Deathstroke. Sorry. Deathstroke. Still, yeah. No, because he does have a daughter. It'll be the daughter. It'll be the daughter. Easy. What's her name? Like Miko something or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it'll be the daughter. 100%. 100% government agent Deathstroke. Yeah, I would hope so. I feel bad. I had a Canadian. Did you? Where the source of you was woke Canada. I feel bad, dude. There's a Canadian got super mad at me, and he was like, "Every time you say Canadian, you say it like it's a dirty word. We're just as upset. We're just as." But yeah, well, at his point, I did, and I had to be like, "Bro, when I say Canadian, it's the same thing when I mean like liberal or something. I don't actually mean every liberal. I mean the most extreme examples. I mean the people that voted for the like pronoun law where you have to use someone's preferred pronouns or you go to jail. Like, just like when you guys say stupid Americans, I don't take offense because I know you don't mean me and my ilk.
Right.
You mean the people that we're trying to get to and the people that the government is probably watching, which we just found out with Take Two. When we went down this rabbit hole, is a government-funded nonprofit that ostensibly is for mental wellness. But when you dig deeper into that, it's a fucking Department of Homeland Security seeker program looking for extremism in gaming. This goes into it. Like, they have a bunch of fronts and all the things they've done. But yeah, Take Two is funded by the government. And yeah, do you feel extreme? Except when you're maybe not playing Helldivers?
I have nothing but extreme desire to slay for democracy.
To slay Queen?
Yeah.
Not a lot of articles shock me. They really don't. But when this one came, no, they really don't.
You've been doing this long enough now, eh?
Been watching them enough but this one did, and only because it was like, oh, homeboy being fired for X-Men 97, Bo DeMayo.
It did kind of come out of nowhere, and that no one said anything about it yet.
The night before whatever their red carpet premiere or whatever it was, weeks ago, and nothing said, no understanding of why, no comment from either side given. They said that one of the guys remaining commented, and I was going to do a story on it, but all he said was, yeah, he did real good work, real happy with his writing. That's it. And then when they asked him, would you classify it as a firing? And he just said, no, I would classify it as a parting of ways. That is the most generic. I'm telling you, this dude is about to get Me Too'd, or he's about to get Jonathan Majored. It's a thing now. I'm going to use it that way. Thoughts?
Sorry, I was reading stuff about the Suicide Squad still.
Why would you do suffering for yourself?
Well, because I went to go see what it was, and I kind of screwed up. Season 1 is Joker. Season 2 is Mrs. Freeze.
Season 1 is this.
Hello, Batman. I'm non-binary now.
Daddy didn't like my preferred pronouns.
And then Victoria Freeze. And then season 3 is Zoe Lawton, like you said, Lawless.
I thought you were going to say the Zohan. I was like, oh, that would be cool.
And then season 4 is Slade Wilson Deathstroke. So it is going to be Slade.
Okay, good. Maybe it'll be one decent character. I doubt it, though.
4 seasons, yeah.
I don't know how they're still going. Like, their concurrent Steam count has to be like Gotham Knights was beating it on Steam. So that should make you. Who's buying the shit? That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
I told you, like, when I went to GameStop trying to look for McFarlane's and a homeboy behind the counter was trying to sell me on it. What are you doing? You're the reason that this is happening.
Yep. It's people like you.
But yeah, so Bo is out, and congratulations, because he took away Rogue's TNA. I honestly don't. I care that he made Morph non-binary, in the sense that non-binary is not fucking real, and I find it annoying that they just couldn't have left it as it was. You could have kept him sexually ambiguous or whatever and had him not. It's fine. You remember what happened to gender fluid? Was that not bullshit too? Whatever. Stop changing the names for it. Taking away Rogue's TNA, and I know they're going to reframe a lot of different story elements. That's the big one. And also, yeah, I like you said, the animation looks something about it.
Goofy.
You look goofy. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, you know what? You said you didn't want to watch anything. Let's do it real
Hold on.
quick.
You called the demon.
Okay, fine.
You look goofy.
What an asshole.
Bring up the short X-Men clip for poor DeMeo.
You bring up the short X-Men clip. I've got my things, co-host.
Hey, don't talk to me like that.
While you bring up the short X-Men clip, we will talk about the fact that Scream 7 with Nev Campbell is coming, and I actually might give a shit about this. I don't know why, just for some reason I do.
You want more nostalgia to be ruined?
Yeah. Well, only because it's got the original script writer, screen, whatever, the first one, second one, fourth one, returning to direct, and Nev, even though she just signed on for the paycheck. I respect that. I just signed up for the super chats. But I'm hoping.
Didn't we all?
I'm hoping maybe. See, here's the thing. It's a solid chance because clearly somehow they're sneaking through. Clearly a Jack Reacher sneaks through. Clearly fucking The Gentleman, which is not on anything. But yeah, The Gentleman is awesome if you're not watching that. So clearly these things are sneaking through somehow. And I'm hoping that somehow maybe Scream 7 could sneak through and be somewhat decent. A scrub.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, because I didn't watch like the last two. So I know they got rid of Dewey. I think that's why I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch him go out. And like, is what's her face? Is Cox still in this? As Gale Weathers?
I think so.
So that's at least two. God, she went a little crazy with the facial surgery.
Yeah, it's happening more and more. I found the clip. It is a minute and 15.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and share your screen. All professional like.
Yeah, let's see me ruin this because I don't do it enough.
We're not a boomer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. This is vamping. And clearly the fact that we don't remember means she's died in our hearts, and I don't see anyone screaming for her to come back for the paycheck. So God knows what Nev will do. She'll probably not survive this one. Although she is sort of like the Jamie Lee Curtis of the yeah, she was in Party of Five, and believe me, I was watching the Party of Five. Yeah, just hit expand and boom. Yeah. All right, let's see. And there's no audio, but that's all right because I don't feel like getting copyright clipped.
Yeah, there's only a couple of like key phrase things that are said. Like Beast has a cool phrase.
No, it's still not what it was though.
No. Heads up. There's a lot of good.
Fine. Yeah.
They still got it.
They do.
It just looks.
It looks just as lifeless as the He-Man animation in Netflix. I just don't give a shit. I don't think it looks anything like fucking 92. I don't know who it was. Just why I forgot what I was watching because a lot of streams bleed into each other. But they were basically showing. They were basically showing AI cartoons versus. I think it was Geeks and Gamers in the Morning where they were showing like an AI thing versus like the 80s, and the 80s just had so much more life, even though it's both animation.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Ooh, I hate that one. There we go. Yeah. I wish they made a rated MA. I wish they made most of these shows rated MA. And yeah, Jennifer Love. What was it? The I Know What You Did last summer?
Yes. What are you waiting for?
Interesting tidbit I found out about her is that she gives all her boyfriends like the same ring. And it was one of those stories that came out. They're like, "Oh, you got a ring too? I got a ring."
One ring. They're all in a like very elite club.
You mean the Sentinels in the Danger Room? one of the best episodes of Spider-Man the Animated Series is the crossover episodes with the X-Men that was running at the same time.
Mhm.
And it's the one where Peter is getting in like his growing the extra arms and shit like that. The three, it turns into like an actual spider monster, and he goes to Professor Xavier for help, and he breaks into the X Mansion, but he actually breaks into the Danger Room while they're fighting Sentinels. Yeah, good shit. Of course, they've never done that in live action. They've still have yet to introduce a good a good X-Men for some reason. But yeah, just go watch the old cartoons. Just go watch the old cartoons.
Yeah. All the old stuff is still the best. I put it on from time to time.
Still holds up. Still holds up. What's not holding up, though, as
There he
we
goes.
continue, I have to do the crossover.
Yeah.
As we continued in through the week, we got this fun one. We got the white-coated, Valley Girl sounding, no white people in my game. Now, not Black Panther game, to be fair. She was talking about her game Validate, if there's not a more on-the-nose. But this is, of course, Danny Lalanders, who I did not accidentally keep calling Lalandra.
Be careful. You're going to make her feel uncomfortable.
But when she said Validate has a team of all people of color, we have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for the environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. This could be the Onion.
Yeah.
It could be
Sometimes
the Onion.
I wonder.
It could be the Babylon Bee. You keep thinking that it's fake. You keep thinking it's fake, but it turns out they're real people that actually say this shit. And I love she pulled the I'm not saying I hate white men thing. I'm not saying that the white people in the industry are
that at all.
I'm not saying that. Yeah.
What I'm saying is I just want to be around black people.
I'm not saying you can't be safe around white people, but I made this environment without white people so I could be safe.
Yeah.
Tracks. All right. Sure. Apparently what they needed was the magical society of white folk to be around and measure their comfort in black discomfort because see what I did there? Can't wait for that one to come out. Yeah, this was just another one of those. It's like they really do say the quiet part out loud a lot, and they see no problem with it. And again, this would be a segregationist wet dream.
So
she would love a blacks only drinking fountain.
That's the problem. Is like you realize you're doing the same thing that we all agreed was wrong and stopped. Whatever.
That being said, when they talk about the Black Panther game, I liked what they said. They said, we want our game to enable players to feel what it's like to be worthy of the Black Panther mantle in unique, story-driven ways. And we want Cliffhanger Games to empower everyone on our team as we collaborate to bring this amazing world to life. The problem is, when they say story-driven ways, I can just see the quest where T'Challa helps the transgendered tribal elder go to the Wakanda dance with, I'm just doing an analogy for whatever the homecoming dance was with the gay student in the last Spider-Man 2. But that's the point. It'll just be some cliche. It won't actually make you feel like Black Panther or like, because that would actually be a great noble thing, right? Like if you were actually doing a Black Panther game, do the fucking weight of like, oh yeah, you are in charge of this entire nation.
Yeah, because being a superhero in itself is a strong thing to deal with.
Right. Yeah.
You got a lot of shit to deal with.
But they won't do that. They'll use it as another here's your representation. What do you think every villain is going to look like? You think they'll maybe be they're all going to sound like Shad, and they're all going to be poachers. No, it's the Black Panther. No, because they just can't. They can't. Yeah, how's it going? The Black Panther.
Did you by chance
the DLC for that Marvel Avengers really saved that game, huh?
Did you see that the reviews are already bombing in for the American Society of Magical People?
Well, clearly anyone that doesn't like that is a dirty, filthy bigot. And I am unaffiliated with them.
Audience score 44%?
That many racists, huh? Interesting. I have no idea. I am morbidly curious to see what the audience reaction to that would be.
Dude, all the FNT people went and there was nobody in their theaters.
That's the thing, is I don't even think it's playing near me. Some theaters, like that's the other thing, is like, yeah, we're still in a place where it is not profitable to own a movie theater. Like, I think they're seeing a little bit of juice out of Dune, but like they don't have many blockbusters. They need to make their money, which means they need to reserve their theaters and screenings for shit that is showing. And I don't see a lot of faith in I mean, I'll just say it because that's the reason they named it that, is they're
That's
afraid.
why they did
the
it.
Magical Society of Negroes.
They literally said, I would like to make white people feel uncomfortable
I'll
just
show
a
you
little
just
bit.
how comfortable I am with it. But no, that's the point, is they have underestimated. And speaking of underestimate, here we go. This is the one that Elon Musk ended up retweeting. This all comes from The Quartering, had Cabrutus on, and he had this guy right here, Mark Kern, who was the former team lead for World of Warcraft, and he explains just how ESG influences and has taken over the video games. This has been going on for a long time because, as we said, video games take a very long time to make, which means this has been going on for a very long time. And as he says here, if you are unfamiliar with the term ESG, it is essentially a set of standards that a number of governments and financial institutions have created to determine how they will invest their money. And I was actually just listening to James Lindsay on Joe Rogan, and he goes on to explain, and we're going to be doing a deeper dive, and we'll bring it up tomorrow. Whatever you're giggling at, keep it in check for a second. ESG has been here since 2003, created in the UN. All right, what's so funny? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm a child.
He needs skeletal grow. His knee is growing.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Walk it off.
So this is the one that really was like, oh, it's of course the Larry Fink going around when he's talking about you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just in any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's just not recruiting, it's developed. But this, you can expand everything he's saying. It has to be imbued. Now he says firm, he's talking about an investment firm, but I swear to God, you could just switch it out with society and culture, because that's really what he means. It has to be imbued in the culture of a firm. It has to be talked about. It has to be shown. Behaviors across the entire firm and entire region have to be similar. So I need a chick in everything, and I'm going to need her lame and gay, and I need Helldivers to have transgender flags, and I need every single character in every single thing to be race swapped and giving the message, and I need you to pick your pronouns in Starfield, and I need all the comic games, everything to be taken over, because everywhere you look, like, fuck, he says it right there. Why is everything and every single thing taken over? Because it has to be imbued in the culture of a firm. We're the firm.
I think that started for me, Fallout 76?
What about it?
Well, someone mentioned, Laud here mentioned badges and buttons. Is it a big deal to have, like, here's some free, LGBT? No, it's not at all. But to be in absolutely everything, like literally, writings on the wall, or what was it in Spider-Man? They had like flags everywhere and stuff.
Yeah,
I get it, but when is too much?
Yeah. Wonky. Look, a lot of people have been doing it on YouTube, despite what Matt Walsh would have you believe. A lot of people have been making a lot of fanfare and have been making noise, and they've been fighting this battle for a long time. So to them, the fact that it's even being talked about with somewhat legitimacy, and the fact that they've said all of the things out loud and it's getting some traction, is a victory. And it is. But yeah, the people that think that, like, oh no, woke is over, or woke is on the decline, you are fucking smoking that good crack, that good copium. It is nowhere close. We won one tiny fucking small little battle. Nothing in the grand scheme of the fight is only now beginning, that people even know there was a fight a-going. That's the main thing. The victory is that people actually realized that it wasn't a bunch of just whiny people talking about it. Like, and by the way, even that's bullshit, because I got members in my own family that with a straight face says woke doesn't exist. Disney's doing just fine. So the amount of people that don't even know what the fuck is going on still is very high. So yeah, that's the mistake for those people who are like, oh no, we're won. No, we haven't. We've won a victory in the sense that all these dummies are outing themselves. And yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. made a horrible mistake. Chris Kindred did by going after Cabrutus and shining light on this. Thought the tactics of the original Gamergate would work, thought that they would have the press media, which doesn't have the same shine that they did, on their side. They didn't. Thought that they would have weaponized Twitter on their side. They didn't. So it's failing now, and that's great. That's great. But it is just the beginning. And like I said, even though it's going away, yes, it is still a huge investment. And regardless, even if you take all the ESG and all the shit of the money away, the people are still there. All the woke people that you capitulated to, that you let in, that you let take over, they're still there. How are you going to get rid of them? How are you going to get rid of them besides the same process that they did? A long process of giving them assignments that not even like fucked up assignments, like try to finish this, that is what they did to get all the OGs out. Just normal work assignments and not coddling, because that's what we find out in a lot of these writer rooms. This is what Chris Gore and Alan Ng were talking about, that inevitably it ends up being the main writer and their second who end up doing the majority of the writing, because all these people they hired, all the Tumblr people, they don't know what they're doing. They can't. It's a microaggression to ask them to turn their papers in. So yeah, it will all fall apart, but it is just starting to fall apart. We got another half a decade. I'm sorry to say, we got at least another 5 years of some serious fighting on there. And I get it. That's what it is. You just have to accept that fact. We're in the theater, baby. Ain't nobody going home. All right. We are all still on Mavelon Creek here, to use a Helldivers analogy. Don't get it
I understood
twisted.
that reference.
Now, here's the other thing. If people like Gary and Az and all the OGs now, if they want to take a step back because they've been hitting it hard for so long and let all the newbies come in and shoulder some of the stress and graying hair, I 100% get that. I 100% get that. But no, don't get it twisted. It's not going away anytime soon.
Well,
anytime soon.
It's leaking over into other things like sports.
It always has.
Yeah, and I know, you're not much into sports, neither am I, but I kept seeing this pop up. 16 college athletes are suing the NCAA for allowing one Leah Thomas to swim. Leah Thomas is a lot bigger and stronger looking, if you will, than these other women who are swimming. And this person is just blasting past them. There was also one in
Riley Gaines on Rogan talk about this. She's the actual female who was racing against her.
Yeah. And then the golf, there's another one. They got a clearly born a man, Haley Davidson. It just happened in surfing. There was a company, I don't know, I think it was Rip Curl, somebody. I hope that wasn't them if I'm wrong, but they had a trans surfer come in and shut out some woman who had a job and blew up their whole company.
Yeah. Well, and here we see John, it all started in the 2009 in the game industry. Yeah. Well, what we found out was, at least James Lindsay, when he was talking about it, in its original form, created in the UN, someone Gifford who created this. It was originally the fakeness was about, we got to save the trees, the deforestation. But the original rub was there's $6 trillion of people's investment, like homes and retirement funds, just sitting out there in the ether, right? And to come up with this ESG as a scam. It's a fucking scam. To be like, oh, well, to get some of that. Anyway, you see what we turned into. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow again. I'm gonna play some of the clips of James Lindsay on Rogan talking about it. Really interesting. It's been there for a long time, and obviously, like everything, it just comes down. It just comes down to money. Well, the Latinx himself shows up, and not 2 minutes before we leave, what's up? The great Dead Pulio.
You want to talk about late and gay?
Pulio. Late and gay, the latest and gayest of all of them. He had battle buddies, not just the Helldivers type. Yeah. And I'm glad, because it's going to take all of us. Yeah, like you said, it was created, at least he says it was created in 2003. So that means it has been going for a while.
It's just more bold as of late.
Yeah. And apparently going to Blythe. Yeah. The Gentleman is great. And apparently the movie and the TV show are in the same universe. They're not. I thought one was, because it's been a while since I've seen the actual Gentleman movie. Or I think I only saw half of it. Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, some good scenes, but then I didn't get all the way through. Charlie Hunnam.
People, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm like on the third episode of the Gentleman TV show, and it is so good. And I'm glad you said that, because it's a TV show I have no fucking faith it's going to be good, and that is the Fallout show.
I want it to be good, but Halo and everyone else.
How's Avatar? You wanted to watch that? How was that?
No.
Yeah,
I was so excited for that. And
so
there we go.
I have a feeling much the same. Normies are gonna love this shit.
It's beautiful.
Walter Goggins fans will probably love him. He will have no problem with him. Yeah. She, I think, is going to be a Mary. Actually, I don't even know if she'll be a Mary Sue, but she will be a Ray. This is going to be a Ray Finn all over the place. I just really have that feeling.
It's hard to say something like that because, like you said, like you see the signs of stuff. You should be able to have a female lead and not think that she's going to be some kind of bitchy boss. But unfortunately,
you should. But it turns out when you consistently introduce pattern recognition of insufferable girl bosses, that's what people start to expect. Echo was fun. Remember Echo? Anyway.
Remember?
You remember? No, the main thing here that everyone is fucking Jonathan Nolan said something really stupid, and then he goes on to contradicts himself later on, but no one paid attention to that part. They just paid attention to this part, which is why it's stupid he said it this way. But when they asked him, basically, did you make this for the fans? And he says that would be a fool's errand.
Why would I do that?
I don't think you dumb bitch. Yeah. Why would I do that? It's fucking the same energy. I don't think you could really set out to please the fans of anything or please anyone other than yourself. Now, on its own, that sounds fucking horrible because that's what all these showrunners, they make it for themselves. But that stipulates, and I'm thinking of like the Witcher writers and Rings of Power, Wheels of Time. They also get caught in the fact that like they don't like the actual source material. They don't like the actual source material, which is why it's frustrating when this dummy down here is there. He goes, I think you have to come into this trying to make the show that you would want to make and trusting that as fans of the game ourselves. So it's at this point where I say bullshit. I don't think you've played this. I think maybe an intern played this in front of you, showed you some cinematics or whatever. But like at this point in the article, I'm calling bullshit that he actually has played it, right? But he says, no. Trying to make it according to what we would find interesting because we're fans of the game. And then you keep going down. And this is where I think it would be interesting because this is what you came on board of the Fallout universe with. He says it started for me with Fallout 3. This is, of course, Jonathan Nolan we're talking about here, brother of Chris Nolan. He was instrumental in the first season of Westworld, which was good. So it started for me with Fallout 3. Which devoured about a year of my life, he added. I was an aspiring young writer at this point, and it almost derailed my entire career. It's so ludicrously playable and fun. Seriously, the games were just incredible.
And so, asinine comment above, why would you not want to give someone that feeling in a fucking show?
Well, not to go on a circle jerk of logic, but if you start your sentence with, I'm not making this for the fans, but I'm a fan and I'm making this for me. So you're making it for the fans. Like you didn't need the fucking first part. Need the first part. He's the same energy as the people of the height with X-Men 90. You know, that's just willful wanting. Willful wanting. Don't encourage him, Lod. He'll think he's doing well and he'll ask for money.
I only want 2%.
Apparently I don't know if that's a Rogue Squadron joke, but apparently Patty Jenkins is back to writing that. But I can't tell if that's contractually they're forcing me or like, oh no, they realize they're in trouble and maybe they should, because no one can. I hope you understand that it's time for a woman to shape Star Wars. No one gave a shit when Patty was doing it on Rogue Squadron. She had that nice story about her father, but only Charmine did anyone say anything. And that's only because she made that dumb shit. So I'm perfectly fine with Patty Jenkins to come back. And anyway, that Fallout was basically a long way to go. That he's I'm not making it for the fans, but I'm a fan and I'm making it for me. So he's making it for the fans. So I don't know what to believe anymore, except for the fact that, trailer, they use the music and some of the things look like it. The palette's a little bright. It's a little clean. And again, they've just given me no reason. They've just given me no reason.
No,
Do I
they've
have to
given
put
you
anything
reason,
else?
but not a good one.
Not for Star Wars Theory says it's real. What does Star Wars Theory say it's real? Because
the
the
squadron?
Rogue Squadron thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Star Wars Theory. I love Star Wars Theory. I love Stargrift. I'm so glad Ryan is on there because Ryan and even Theory knows this and says this. Probably just knows so much more about Star Wars than fucking Theory that it upsets me sometimes when Theory is so like dead set on something being true. And it was like, but bro, you just admitted you didn't even read the thing about it. And then Ryan has to be like, no, actually, he's correct. I had a super chat fight with Theory where he keeps saying that like magic is new to Star Wars and that the Dathomiri and Dathomir using magic something complete and new. And I'm like, bro, magic in Star Wars is the Force. It's fucking it's other people's understanding of what the Force is. But all the Dathomiri sorcery is just the Force being used in a different way, but it's still just the Force. Because how many times has George and everyone else just said, no, there's only the Force. Whatever, it's funny. I love Theory. Love to get on there. But it's funny is all I have to do would be like, fuck you, Theory, and he would invite me on. Because anyone that says anything negative to him on if you say like the least thing to him, he will invite you onto the StreamYards. But if you just like, hey man, I love you, I want to talk Star Wars, fuck, you won't get on. It's the funniest thing.
I'm confident you could hold a good debate.
I would get on and just talk with Ryan because he's the only one that's the only other person I know that's read all those Jedi Quest and Jedi Apprentice books and played all the fucking Old Republic games a billion times and like read all the Star Wars Legacy ones is Ryan. Like I have not heard anyone else talk about them. Shout out to Cade Skywalker, one of the best characters we'll never see. But real quick before we move on, because no one's going to see this movie, but this is going to be the Sydney Sweeney of us tonight. You ready for The Crow?
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not going to play the trailer because this was the best part of it. But The Crow with Bill Skarsgård, which everyone is memeing on because he looks like Jared Leto Joker. And yeah.
I've heard a couple other. Snarky J said one of my favorites said he looked like emo Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, I know you got a real digital hard on for Snarky
I got to type. Calm down.
Yeah.
Point being, this is not, and I'm not even a huge fan. This is disrespectful, man.
Let's see. I think as long as I just don't play the music, I want to see if I can get.
Music started out hard, and then someone else got the aux cord and fucked it up.
There, mute it. Yeah, and even when he puts on the makeup, it just doesn't look good. Points to him. He did get ripped.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the whole story is messed up anyway. But I you try to change things to make it more fresh.
I don't know. My original understanding is that because Brandon Lee was tragically killed by that stunt accident at the end of the movie, they actually had to change the movie so it was not as accurate to the comic as I haven't read the comic. This is just what someone in the comments of Open Bar was saying. And so it's entirely possible that this changed. But that being said, like him jumping up and looking like Deadpool, I think Nina Infinity said that the trailer felt like Deadpool without the jokes. I was like, oh, that's the fucking 100% what it felt like as far as like the action. And well, good. I'll take your word for it. We'll see. Doesn't feel like Phil Crow in the trailer.
Yeah, it's another film that could have been fucking called something else and probably been really good.
And I think this is the real takeaway is let's just fucking watch The Crow again.
100%.
Let's just watch The Crow again because it's been a while since I've seen it too.
Yeah.
Stick
to the old shit.
They can't help themselves. Oh, I did this one to myself. Speaking of not being able to help themselves, Daredevil Born Again has been on a journey.
Of discovery.
On a very long journey. Okay, and Bly and Deadpoolio and everyone telling me I will look on the Amazon for Crow graphic novel because I need some more. I can't just have DC only. Yeah,
hey, the people have donated money. There you go.
Daredevil Born Again. You fucking grifter. Are you doing what I do?
They
on
did.
Nerd
I'm
Wars?
not saying do it now. I'm saying they have.
Do it now. Die by the comic fund.
I do get 2%. So yeah, send it.
You ain't getting shit. Daredevil Born my favorite of all of this is when they fired everyone, they creatively reset. I love that Vincent D'Onofrio, he's being so charitable. Well, after the creative reset,
You
when they
fired.
fired everyone. Yeah. Here we are. They're back. They're not doing the full 18 episodes. So we're getting somewhere in between 10 and like 12.
Do you remember when shows had episodes?
Like 23 episode seasons? Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's lazy, right?
Yeah, well, the rub of this article was basically we are getting 4 transgendered characters that are most likely going to be involved with some form of court case that Daredevil Matt will be taken care of,
which is fine,
and
right?
It is a significant. It's not just like bit things. It's a significant part of the story, and it's like under best interpretation, sure, it's fine. Except in that limited episodes, you had to have 4 trans characters, full on guest, like. Just say it. You know that the plot line of this is going to be Wilson Fisk as the mayor, who will be a Trump analogy, and the villains will be straight white males who in some way have bullied or attacked these 4 transgendered, and Matt will defend them or help them in court.
Make
and then by
Hell's
night
Kitchen
get the
great
toxic
again.
males. Yeah, and John Barenthal is going to come back as Punisher, and he's going to be hunting down the evil white patriarchy cops that use the symbol to like. That's not even me being hyperbolic. Those are literally the leaks that we've heard. They're going to fuck us. They're brought back Karen and Foggy, and that is, they fucked us.
I got to get the clip.
So you got it. He goes on here to talk about Karen and Foggy at the end and like tries to ignore the whole, what they're going to do with those characters. Yes. Karen and Foggy were always the heart of the show. And by all accounts, they show up for like the first episode and they're really not in the rest of the series. I hope that is not true. But it just sounds like this is going to be another disappointing Disney Plus show, despite their retooling.
It's just sad that you have to shoot up a flare like that. You couldn't just have the show come on, you watch the episode and go, man, those trans people got a shitty end of the stick that time. And God bless him. He was there. He saved them. No. Now you're just going to watch it and go, oh, look, they did the thing.
Yeah. And the whole thing is just because it's the same actors, let's see if they're the same characters. Because I love Deborah Ann Wall. Please don't make her see you next Tuesday. Just, dear God, please bring the back just the same. Just bring the back just the same. But yeah, it's a mimic. It's a mimic. They're not actually going to be any of substance, and it's a fancy key jangling. But going right along, the next one we have, of course, is Helldivers again. LGBTQIS. Remember we were talking about that the culture, the change they want has to be everywhere. Well, this came to a pronounced campaign of Alphabet Mafia, Rainbow Mafia propaganda. In this case, just a bunch of active activists harassing in Discord and other, I'll use their terminology, a harassment campaign against the devs, trying to get capes, and transgender flags, and all the other things that I'm sure would not in any way, shape, or form lead to a bunch of team killing the moment they dropped in to a match. If nothing
you think
else,
you could do like
malls,
rainbow, like as your shit's dropping in through atmosphere instead of flames?
It doesn't have to be in everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't. We can just have a game where all we do is focus on spreading freedom and democracy to the evil Terminids and those bastard automatons. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? And by the way, there's not even literally some gay and trans people in my comments saying, I don't give a shit about this. I just want to kill bugs. These people don't speak for me. And it's like, right. Well, so do most of the liberals when fucking all the crazy ones that we're talking like, I get it. Most people in the middle are just that. We're in the middle, regardless of what your left or right affiliations were. It's these fucking crazies that, well, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Wonky. I didn't think we'd get 3. So the fact that there's 10 of you here is great. Thank you. You got to build something, I guess. And if it keeps going, we'll keep going. Plus, we've been streaming, like Hypnotic was streaming and 199 was going. But I appreciate anyone that shows up for any amount of time because we would have just been doing this offline. So we might as well do it with some friends. Don't you be getting crazy now, Wonky Man. Don't you be blowing smoke up my booty hole. Because I was enjoying FNT immensely for some parts. They were really going. It really had me laughing. But yeah, those 9-panel streams can be exhausting. Like fighting to talk. And trust me, I had to, not Friday Night Tights, obviously. That's the dream. But no, just even on Hypnotic's Saturday Night Hypnosis. Man, when you've got 9 people and everyone is jazzed to talk, yeah, you really got you not to pull a Hassan streaming is hard, but let me tell you, it was really tired when you get off. Giggity. It's always tiring when you get off. So yeah, this just detailed their meltdown, and all the fans basically said, fuck off. No, thank you. Goodbye. And thankfully the and really what I think this turns out to is, yeah, a lot of their requests were being removed, but that's because, like, bro, it has nothing to do with them. Unless you're talking about gameplay mechanics or something related to the game, we don't need this. We don't need this. So I'm glad that they got told to either fucking suit up and go fight, go drop as is, or play another game. Like that was the
here's my question thing. How do they know that the Helldivers aren't part of the LGBT community?
You know what's funny is someone made and it is true. He's like, the game's kind of woke, something, but like all the people on your ship are black, and they are actually. If you look, every NPC is like not my color skin, so, and that's all right. That's all right. And it's the opening cinematic has a white guy going back to his very black mixed race wife and daughter to immediately have them fucking attacked by Terminated and brutally murdered. So for freedom and democracy, they're memeing on that too. Like, yeah, it's very obvious. Of course, they're not getting the mainstream media is not getting it. But
are you suggesting that the black people died first in the game?
Yeah, he does sometimes. No, they stay alive. They stay alive on your ship. Unless it blows up because you failed your mission. But I don't fail that because we got glorious patriotism here. Down, upwards, my man. What is going on? Good to see you. Hail. Yeah, now that the other Hypnotics and other streams are ending.
You get 3 more people.
You know what? I'll take it. We're just hanging out. It's a chill stream. You guys can bring up shit. We'll talk about it in the chat. No, we're almost done with the main videos of the week anyway. So again, shout out this one here. The next couple ones are just Schadenfreude, pure and simple. And that is, and I will use this as a personal example. I have a family member who shall go unnamed, and of course, I have other family members who laugh at this person. And thank you, love.
Hey.
Angry Badger membership. Shout out whoever gets this. But anyway, I have a family member who goes on to say that there's no such thing as woke and that Disney is failing. Yeah. We have an open relationship, but I still want you to myself, but I don't have the courage to ask. And it would be selfish of me.
I would like to assume as long as you washed up in between, you're fine. Come on in.
Well, so anyway, this family member who continuously has been proven wrong, and when they looked up Disney and had to like admit that they have a bunch of horrible things, this goes a long way to say we heard about a week ago Bob Iger saying that, oh no, Disney has killed movies. They have not gone through with movies, and this is him saying they've killed a few projects already that we just didn't feel were strong enough. We're doing a lot. When we talk about improving our film slate, there are really 3 approaches. One is that you have to kill things you no longer believe in. And that's not easy in this business because either you've gotten started, you have some costs. Remember when Warner Brothers completely canceled the Batgirl and then wrote it like that's what they're talking about there, but you have some costs. It's a relationship with either your employees or with the creative community, and it's not an easy thing, but you got to make those tough calls. And tough calls they did. I hope you didn't want to see Eternals 2 or Captain Marvel 3 or Ant-Man 4 because they are not happening, even though Eternals was apparently saving lives and everyone just loves the Marvels and I can't make up any lies or cope. Are you sad about not having any of these sequels?
I stopped being sad about things a long time ago.
I think we're all the a-holes down. We are all the a-holes, but we're not the effing a-holes.
There's the difference.
Yeah. I've never seen the Eternals all the way through. I don't think I made
have,
it past the beginning part.
and it's
I gotta do
too
it.
long.
I got to do it because he said it, and this is the energy it had.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
Yeah, nothing was lost. Yeah. So you said you watched it.
And again, maybe if they had cut it up, made it more important for certain things to happen and less for others. But it was all about hitting boxes. And they changed characters too. So
Speak of the devil. What's up,
hey,
Hypnotic? Thank you for showing by. I hope you had a good stream. Sorry, I streamed over you for a little bit, but it's so hard. It's so hard to find a spot to stream. Yeah, his channel's blowing up. He's gonna hit 40,000. Fuck that. 40,000 in no time. And yeah, respect the grift too of every night with the going live. He's got a limit that people have to hit, and he goes live with his costume.
Yep.
I gotta find a Badger costume or something to put on if I can hit a super chat goal. I do have some costumes, but
we're gonna make you a furry badger costume.
No, don't do that. Don't do that because Tobias Fox or whatever will be in here trying to get me to join this furry nation. I'm not a furry, even though I call myself Badger. This is just a life model decoy. I am, in fact, an actual Badger. Sometimes bigotry is involved, but that's only because I watched Twilight.
Right.
Yeah, we're good, man. We are just talking about at the current moment those canceled Disney movies. I know you're very sad to hear that there will be no Eternals 2, no Captain Marvel 3, and no Ant-Man 4. I know.
But Shang-Chi, right?
No, yeah, that is. We will talk about that. No, I'm not going to do Damnation because I'm not a fucking beaver. It is very funny. It's a funny meme, but when you create a community around your name, you don't want to have to explain an in-joke of why you're called the Damn Nation. Besides, Badger Legion sounds way better, especially since there need to be legion of us. That's why there's the Fellowship, there's the 199, there's the Bigot Army that is led. I know, I saw that. Latinx can wait. We're getting the other actual Latinx. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, there needs to be me, and the Badger Legion is hopefully one day will be just a small group. And yes, thank you for the one Angry Badger membership to the Badger Legion. Thank you, Deadpoolio. And of course, our boy, Joker's Disciple, Badger Gimp Maz for the win. Bring out the Gimp! Another movie, I guarantee you Erwin has not seen Pulp Fiction. Not even going to ask him, but I guarantee you he has not seen Pulp Fiction.
Zed's dead.
That's fair. You guys can all call yourselves the Damnation quietly. I have no problem with that. I'll even make Damnation t-shirts one day.
Are there any other damn questions?
But on the tax papers, it's going to say the Badger Legion. Let's see here. Yeah, no loss, but yeah, you brought it up. Oh, damn it. Thank you, Badger Bad Stirs. Why are you making me read? The Badger Bad Stirs. We are getting a movie that I was wrong. I said it wasn't happening, and it's happening. They're getting Shang-Chi too.
Yay.
And Iron Fist is going to be in it.
Yay.
And it's probably going to be the female Iron Fist. I don't see why they would do the male version.
As long as we still get to get the little creature that had an ass for a face. Cara de culo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he hasn't. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's like a man without an actual education and culture. How could you understand any of the jokes if you haven't seen it? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Henwick version. He literally gave her his power at the end of that, and they've made those all canon.
Did I make it funny?
No, nothing you say is funny. Nothing you say is funny. I'm just kidding. Everything you say is funny. Bilingual funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he laughed in Spanish. Yeah. Oh, you're very funny. You know what else is going to be funny is if this shit is true that we're talking about here. And that is that we had heard for a while that Henry Cavill is going to be in Marvel, that he has signed on for something. And obviously everyone said Captain Britain.
Not Captain Marvel.
The internet does like Beaver, that's for sure. In an alternate reality, I did name myself the Angry Beaver. It's fine. It's fine. Darwin and the Beav is a thing. Yeah, in an alternate reality, we would get Henry Cavill, Captain Britain. Certainly not going to be Sentinel because obviously it was cast. And like I said, he can't do anything major because he's got that Highlander reboot he still needs to film, and he's helming Warhammer, probably starring. No real word on what, but he's definitely writing and overseeing it. So he is a busy beaver. But what we're getting, apparently, and this is if you believe more than one scooper, he's going to be Wolverine, a Wolverine variant. Because there will be many, but he will be a Wolverine variant in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Isn't Daniel Radcliffe also a variant?
Daniel Radcliffe has been fan cast, and this apparently is him being a variant would be based on a fan cast. So I wouldn't be surprised if Danny Boy himself was also a variant, and they just like. It seems like Deadpool and Wolverine is doing, and this again, Gary and Drinker both said that when they went to Comic-Con, they came back, they had these conversations that no, there are going to be some very real, legit cameos from Deadpool and the Wolverine. Like, I know we heard a lot of cameos for Multiverse of Madness, that then ended up just being the Illuminati being killed. But
Yeah.
This is going to have some of the actual, like, I know we always heard Tom Cruise as an Iron Man variant. This is sort of that. It's going to be an actual variant based on a fan cast, and it's going to be more than a key jangle. Like, he'll actually do something, and apparently we will be very pleased with it because I can read. That's what he says. Very pleased with it. Because really, like, the only time you hear anything is that fucker Daniel Reitman, and this is a new one. Can we get some toast? I've heard a couple other things from them. Appreciate the name. But yeah, I don't know. I'll take it. Again, Deadpool and Wolverine is the only Marvel movie coming out. That's it.
There's a chance for anything in the world. I hope this doesn't suck.
Seems to be what I say most of the time. I hope it doesn't suck.
Every morning I wake up and look in the mirror and say the same thing.
It's what I said before we started the show. I hope this doesn't suck.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, that's it. We're almost at an hour and a half. We've done every topic. A high of 14 people.
Oh, shit.
Now is where you make the decision to either keep going, or the fact that everyone is into streaming and now we're hanging out. Now we just hang out with the chat and we talk about whatever the fuck the chat wants until we hit the 2-hour mark and or everyone leaves. Let's see.
Hey,
let's decide.
I'll stay if everybody wants to stay.
Oh, you'll stay as long as I tell you to stay.
That's what I'm saying. We'll end the stream and we'll sit there and talk for another half hour anyway.
Yeah, well, that is actually what will happen. Let's do that. We'll just pretend that we ended the stream, and then we'll talk like we're talking anyway, and then immediately get canceled for all the fun gamer words we totally wouldn't be using.
Man, could you imagine revealing your true self, and then these people who actually think like us get offended?
I do it as in the stream and talk on our own, or pretend that we fucking
yeah.
You know what? I never watched Peggy Carter.
Halfway through the first season, I got.
She's so damn attractive.
Yeah, 100%. It just wasn't for me, I guess. But somehow I finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I couldn't.
I did the whole thing.
I heard it got better. Once they got to the Civil War arc and they made everyone a bunch of Hydra agents.
It had its moments, but I mean, then you're in space, in a station, in the future, and trying to get back to the present, and it was a lot.
They gotta stop. With the time travel. Oh, that was the thing from the Shang-Chi that we didn't read, but that it's supposedly going to focus on time travel because that worked so fucking well for them on Endgame.
Julio said we gotta stay just because he showed up late.
What does he know? He knows quite a bit. Yeah, about what? I got no idea.
I mean, he can put together weapons I can't. He can probably make a killer burrito.
He's definitely going to be responsible for when we have our our Warhammer things like that. Yeah. No, he'll definitely be one. Oh,
we got to build some Gumplas together.
Yeah. Shout out. He's a vet. Got proper PTSD, not just that Helldivers.
Not that bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Agents of Taco. Oh.
hey, okay, favorite time travel media. What did time travel well for you?
Depends on what theory of time travel you're going with. Back to the Future or whatever the fuck they went with Endgame. Right? Because like Back to the Future is the best one. That's the easiest
real
one.
cut and dry, simple
Yeah,
shit.
you just split. You can the whole splitting off of timelines. The one you're fucked with is when you get that retroactive one, where no matter what you do, it all sort of gets into like a spiral circle.
What's his primer?
Primer. Watch Primer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe look that up.
Did you just do something to us down upwards?
No. Well, we already have to watch. Was it In-Betweeners and now Primer?
Friend.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. I can't wait till they get that one.
There's so many references in that show that like I don't know who in my day-to-day life is I'm gonna bump into where I can say something like that.
It's going to happen the moment Robert Zemeckis dies. They're going to come for Saving Private Ryan. They're going to come for Back to the Future. Saving Private Ryan. Can you imagine that one? Yeah. Sorry, I want the DEI inclusion version of Saving Private Ryan, like when the AI made the Gemini AI made World War II and made a bunch of black Yahtzees. That'll be fun. Yeah, it's another people with the In-Betweeners. All right.
Yeah,
Donnie Darko. I guess it is a time travel, right? Because he can see.
It does. Yeah.
Visions.
Yeah.
You know who directed Looper, right?
Is there like a your mom joke?
Oh no. He directed the best Star Wars movie ever. Rian Johnson is the director of Looper. Rian Johnson. Roundhead Rian Johnson. Yeah, no, Saving Private Ryan is goated.
Yeah. They'll come for Black Hawk Down next, gentlemen.
Oh my God. Okay. So that's something we can talk about. And I don't need to fucking bring up the article, but that IGN article about you keep bringing these up, but the IGN article about racist Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
First of all, as Ryan pointed out, the populace was already infected with the Las Plagas virus by the time you get into the theater, by the time you get into the war zone, whatever it is. And also, Black Hawk Down had just come out like around that time. And the iconic imagery of a bunch of like angry Somalis and like helicopter views and all that was big. And that is what they were going for. Civil unrest in an African country, like you saw in Somalia and in Black Hawk Down. That's what Resident Evil 5 was going for. And then all that dumb shit about they depicted them as crazy beforehand. Bunch of cope. Just the point where they said you couldn't even remaster it. You had to completely rewrite it.
Mm-hmm.
1984 is a documentary at this point. So
no, Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, Wonder Woman. Yeah. I missed the
they can go to hell. I'd rather watch nothing than Wonder Woman 1984.
It has moments. Good. Yeah. 84 is fucking painful.
Yeah.
The only good thing from 84 is life is good, but it could be better. Sounds very familiar to me. Everyone says this, but you know he was punching it out of frustration, not because he actually thought he was destroying the boulder.
The boulder didn't have a problem with it.
But it also gave us the gloriousness that was the sunglass throw. I feel like I've seen this. Yeah, Ethan Hawke's in a bunch of dumb ones. Dude, there's one. It's a bunch of college students. I totally forget what it's called, but it's a bunch of college students that make a time travel device and they have it in a backpack. And they see themselves pop in so they know it works. Well, you know, if you see something say something and you have to actively punch Yahtzees, and that boulder was looking very fascist. Very fascist. The Wesker sunglasses throw, yeah. Hey, I mean, shout out to Lance Reddick, but remember that Resident Evil series when they made him look like Blade? Turns out when you make Wesker black, he just turns into Blade in that outfit.
Here we go.
Oh, not this, but you reminded me of the opening scene. Time Cop.
Yeah.
The opening scene of Time Cop where they go back in time and they steal Confederate gold and he's got Uzis.
So
and then,
good.
yes, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Read it.
Between the lines. Yeah. Great.
12
so
Monkeys. Groundhog Day. That counts.
Groundhog Day, one of my comfort movies that I have bought that I will just put on. 12 Monkeys. And ironically, apparently the TV show really, really good. That's Terry Matalas that did that. And then he, of course, went on to do Picard 3, which is the only watchable Star Trek that I would put my life on the line for. Yeah, Time Cop. So I am a total student. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme. Kickboxer, Bloodsport, the one where he's playing with his twins. I think it's Double Impact.
Double Impact?
Yeah, Time Cop. And shout out that he was originally going to be the Predator.
Oh, shit.
Why
what
they
was
hired
that
him.
one? It involved a hockey center.
Sudden Death.
Sudden Death,
where he plays
Shit.
like a firefighter chief or something. Yeah. Not
sure. But then you're gonna start saying like
travel.
Edge of Tomorrow, and
that counts
there's
as
a lot.
time travel. And fucking Groundhog Day counts, and Edge of Tomorrow counts, and that's getting a sequel.
All right.
Sequel, I think, because Tom Cruise has that production deal with Paramount. Is it Paramount? They have another one. Whatever. Either way, they were talking about
Oh, Badger. Project Almanac.
Project Almanac is in fact the one I was talking about. Yeah, that's where the college kids make their own time travel thing.
Yeah. Okay. There's
Yeah.
Primer. I'm looking
That's
up
one of the only-
the
go
100
ahead.
time travel movies.
Edge of Tomorrow might be one of the only it totally took an anime thing, which I believe was originally called All You Need Is Kill, and adapted it to a straight up Americanized thing, and everyone loves it. And it has Emily Blunt as a badass, hot, strong female character who's not a See You Next Tuesdays. Oh, just doing fig things. How you doing? Talking about some of the best time travel movies of all time. So if you've got any good ones, don't say Back to the Future. We all said that shit. And thank you. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Raul Julia as Bison is great. It is well known that Jean-Claude and Kylie Minogue were high on cocaine and banging through the entire movie. And I'm here for all of that. All of that. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What is is it Van Damme, or am I mixing?
Yes.
Wait, maybe it was. Okay. All right. Hear me out. What was the movie? I think it was Van Damme. He was on an island, I want to say, in a room, sitting in a bathtub, underwater, trying to hold his breath. Was it him or Tom Cruise?
It's Kickboxer.
Was it?
And it's not. He's in like the water thing. Yeah, and yeah. I want to say he does it in two movies. I want to say he does it in Bloodsport too, but he for sure does it in Kickboxer.
Kylie Minogue. I love three things: the look of fear in a man's eyes when he knows I'm about to hurt him, the dimples above the woman's back.
If Peruvian marching powder ever becomes 100% legal and as good as the ones that they hand out to the homeless people,
medicinal cocaine,
bro, we are going to see product. You think Adderall was the next thing? You are going to see some so fun things. Yeah. So live action Street Fighter is definitely up there. And honestly, I guess that goes straight up with, I know we went from time travel to Jean-Claude, but like now we're sort of going into cheesy video game movies that work, but Mortal Kombat is still unrivaled.
Yeah, it's a good shit movie.
Mortal Kombat. But now there's a whole nother level of what a shit movie is. Like, but yeah, not that they're great, but yeah. No.
We used to call them B movies
Mortal Kombat.
or cable TV movies.
See, that's the thing. We need to have super violent titty movies again that are about America. Fuck yeah. And yes, Christopher Lambert and everything. As we just talked about Fortress, fucking all the Highlander. Don't stop. Yeah, this one, but they're going to ruin it. And I heard they are actually, in fact, doing it.
At the risk of nerd warring myself, I don't think I've seen, what the hell movie did you just mention with Christopher Lambert? Fortress?
Fortress? Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I only remember it because they make him put his face in this thing and it sticks like some fucking thing. And it's super as a kid. I was like, hold on. Because I wanted to, yes. Universal Soldier,
Yeah.
one of the greatest, from top to bottom. It's actually, I actually think John Claude is a decent actor, depending on what he's doing. Yeah, Dolph, all the things. Just a friendly reminder that Erwin hasn't seen RoboCop.
Don't
One or
spoil
two.
anything for him.
Yeah.
Too soon or on the nose?
Is that real or are you being a jokey? The Intestinator. That sounds fun.
Minesweeper, Jesus.
I might have to watch that. Let's see. Oh my god.
But
to be fair, they also made a Battleship movie.
Yeah, but someone made
horrible.
a fan Popeye the Sailor with fucking depicting Will Smith as Popeye.
That's fucking productivity.
There you go.
Yeah, Hard Target.
Yeah.
Lance Hendrickson, based on The Most Dangerous Game, which was like one of the only things I read in elementary and school that I actually liked. I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, you've read that, right? Most Dangerous Game?
Yeah.
Great story.
About a dozen books I actually was forced to read that I enjoyed, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I saw it. Yeah. Super not cool the way they did it.
I'm gonna put it on.
Very claustrophobic when you're watching it.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Good point.
It was actually decent.
Yeah, but it's another
With
good
Carl
shit
Urban? Yeah,
movie.
no. I do like Carl. Trying to think of the scene when he like wakes up and they do the first person action scene.
Yeah, because they're like, the nerds are gonna love this shit.
Well, and then shout out to Carl Urban, who then went on to go do Dread
and killed it.
I need to get that. Need to get that. That's just par for the course, though.
Yeah. Shit.
Remember The Rock?
He's in everything.
Yeah, but he doesn't. If you look at his actual movies, they don't actually make that much money. I think his highest grossing movie was like fucking Jumanji.
Did you watch that last one on Netflix with not The Rock at all, but what's his name? His little buddy that's in everything with him? Kevin Hart?
No, I don't really watch Kevin Hart movies, no offense.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Assassins with Stallone and Banderas, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good. Especially when Banderas like sees Stallone as like a mentor figure, but it's like his privilege to kill him. It's good shit. Yeah, they could. What can you imagine in 10 years when we're talking about what movies today or 15 years, what movies today would anyone be recommending? The Mask of Zorro.
Oh my god, Zorro? I'll stop right there.
Zorro, the one with Angelina Jolie. Yeah, Tango and Cash. Goated.
Tango and Cash.
Goated.
Desperado. Love Desperado.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. I love you, but wait. The Mask of Zorro, yeah, for sure. Desperado. And yeah, I say Desperado is goated for multiple reasons. Two of which
if you want to go.
Salma Hayek. But yeah. Then but if you want to stay, relax.
And he was Puss in Boots, god damn it. You take that back.
No, I mean, like compared to like a Rock that plays himself in everything, I at least think Antonio has some, even if he plays like spicy Spanish dude in every single fuck. I'll take spicy Spanish dude in everything. Yeah. It's all right. I don't have the biggest heart on for Interview, even though I recognize that it's decent.
How about that show they made to
I did not watch it. And yeah, let's face it, that's what we were watching. Before the internet, when you're trying to pause a VHS on the exact moment that he cuts her dress off in that scene, I'll tell you, things got inventive before Prawn. You had to get very inventive. Just don't watch the second Mask of Zorro, whatever, the Legend of Zorro. It's god awful. It's so fucking bad. And it's made by the same director, writer. That's why I don't understand how it could be so different.
It started the DEI.
Yeah, no, it was just the start of bad writing. Just the start of, or maybe it's very similar to the difference between Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84. Like, same person did that, huh? Yeah. You when you would flip back and forth between the channel
Oh my
for but a
God.
second, maybe it would come in clear.
Yeah.
Or you would wait for HBO late at night until like 1 or 2 in the morning when Real Sex would come on.
Now,
The fucking kids, they don't know the struggle.
I couldn't have been the only one who did this, right? Please
Won't
don't
hold that against her.
Please don't make me think that like I created some genius shit. When I was watching shit I wasn't supposed to, I didn't go back to the channel I wanted. I went back to a channel just above, right? So that way, if someone were to happen to get a hold of the remote and hit last channel, you don't get or whatever situation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the old school way to do it.
Had to be clever. Yeah, the scrambled boob. Oh my God. I thought I saw a nipple.
Yeah. I'm glad now that we don't have to do that struggle. It was fine.
We went through some shit.
Yeah. And apparently that was a universal. The rat knows. Well, he does know rats are clever. They are. It is known. It is known that they are. That's why we put them in traps and test on them, because they're just so clever.
Yep. They know what's up.
Yeah. I'm really hoping. Do you have any? That's why, okay, I'm starting to watch the second half of Incredibles now. Incredibles. What the fuck? Invincible.
Yeah, Invincible.
Because I didn't want to watch the 4 episodes if the other 2 now they're all out, so that's decent. And the Gentleman is good, but it's like I just don't have hope for many movies to be as good as any of the things that we had in the patch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use the hug emotes even more.
Hug all the
In fact,
boys.
all we're gonna do, we're not even gonna do the objectives. We're just gonna sit there hugging each other back and forth.
Just hug it out, bitch.
And then we're gonna be going prone and crawling in front of each other. It's gonna be degeneracy everywhere. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God, Girls Gone Wild.
I'll be honest with you, Wonky. I've not even attempted. Not even. I watched a little bit of the first one, and yeah, it's just not what I wanted. I'm salty at the Bad Batch in general because I just wanted Republic Commando, the video game sequel, and the reason we didn't get any more of that is because Dave Filoni came into the Clone Wars with George and did his own version, and just I wanted Boss and Sev and Scorch and Fix it, whatever. But
no, you got let's protect this little girl who's just a clone like us.
Yeah, but you're loving it, but is it all just leading to the sequel trilogy? The M counts. I mean, said if there's really good shit in it, I'll fucking whatever.
I stopped. I think I did the whole first season. Just don't
care. The bad bitch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were all bid.
Female clone. That's what started as Screaming, is that she's a female clone of a male.
It's not hard to get ass to start screaming.
Well, you let me know when you finish the season if there's anything worthy about it. I don't know if are they going to keep doing another one, or is this it? Is he going to be taken out by the Bad Batch? Are they going to be taken out by Vader in the 501st, as I've heard people say? That would be nice.
No, you can get stabbed twice by Vader and live.
Right, because it's Project Necromancer, and it's all leading to Snoke or a Snoke clone or something along those lines. Oh dear God, I wish they had just. Well, I wish a lot of things. So yeah, I wish they had just done.
We don't have time.
Well, we do. It's just a long way of I was generous. I thought Disney would just steal all the expanded universe, and they didn't even do that.
No,
now they're sort of badly doing it. No, they just got rid of everything, and now they're sort of badly taking things that were done.
It was like I left pre-made meals in the freezer. All you had to do was heat it to this temperature.
Yeah, and it's not dead, but it's on the ground and breathing so shallow that you could confuse it for a dead body. But if you just came back and if you gave it to me right now and I bought it and I was like, yeah, nothing that happens counts. Everything you just saw, the last only thing that happened is Return of the Jedi. And then I immediately started with Sebastian Stan starring as Luke in a live action
Waking up from a bad dream.
Everyone would love it again. Everyone would love, just like all of a sudden superhero fatigue disappeared when Deadpool and Wolverine, even though comparatively that kind of like it's yeah.
Uh-huh.
The fact that Reva got stabbed not once, but twice by Anakin in the gut. A lightsaber that burns at 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit when activated, because I'm such a fucking nerd, I actually know how the science of lightsabers works. So when you break the superconducting loop and it actually starts to dispel its energy of 10,000, that went inside. Now, of course, that killed Qui-Gon in minutes, but somehow
She built different.
because it melted his internal organs. Somehow Reva was able to survive.
She shifted her organs around to protect herself.
And I'm sure someone would like to destroy Reva's guts, but that
Not
ain't the way I
think.
think they'd want. Not the way you think. Darth Vader's like, I've come to destroy them guts. Well, not the way you think. Yeah. That's the Pornhub version of that scene.
I think I downloaded the wrong episode.
I unironically rather watch that version. They knew what they were doing with that as soon as they. You could have introduced any of the other. They. It's a funny fact, but black people have a predisposition to bone marrow, sickle cell anemia, and lightsaber proof. Lightsaber proof. I don't know what it is. Yeah, really fucking weird thing. Yeah, it's so fucking dumb. And then people focused on the wrong thing. They had to do the whole. Again, now when you watch New Hope, Leia's just like, wow, what a psycho. She had this whole relationship with Ben, and now she doesn't even care. Oh, I want some mushrooms. That'd be good. We could really talk to the machine.
2000?
Yeah. Oh, they're legal somewhere in the state. You don't know where I am. I can get them.
Yes, we do.
We trip out, fucking eyes all big. I look like Kylie Minogue and Van Damme filming Street Fighter. What's going on, R2? I always like when people show up. Don't care when you do. Unless it's the last 2 minutes, like our lovely Latinx over there. Yeah, and unfortunately, we won't be getting a Kenobi season 2.
Oh my god!
Are you sad about that?
No, down upwards. I know what you're talking about. I saw Az speaking eloquently about it. Badger Advil has added some signage in stores. You heard about that?
No, because it fall in line with sustainability.
It's one of those things where I hate when people say things like hiking should be for everyone. Everyone should be allowed to go hiking. Who the fuck is stopping people of color to hike or any disabled people? Well, Advil, I guess, put out a thing saying pain relief should be for everybody. And went into stupid descriptive shit. He's like, just fucking sell the medication.
Black people camp all the time. There's some black people camping out in the alley right here. They do it all the time. Some people camping out over here on the sidewalk.
Insert drum snare.
Very outside into nature.
Yeah.
For me to poop on. Yeah, we've reached a new level of a couple things. Low or high, I'm not sure. It's a Gundam, got the good stuff. Yeah, I do love It's a Gundam.
Hilarious.
I think Great Deadpoolio, shout out. He is one of the first that put me onto It's a Gundam.
Yeah.
Send me some of his videos. Yeah, he's a ranter. I haven't been known to a rant, so I do appreciate a good ranter. Chris Gore is a good ranter too.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing.
T-Bone.
Oh, T-Bone.
Bro, the whole minor attracted person things is the most disturbing shit.
Oh my god. He brought me back to the in-betweeners again. One of the teachers is suspected of being a pedo.
I know he said peepo,
John.
But it made me think
I know.
Pedo and made me think because I was just hearing someone talk about it. There's only one map that I talk about, and it goes on the wall. Frank Gore fucking tried to super chat to him, but that didn't work out so well. So next time he does a stream, I got to go in there and thank Frank Gore and Alan Ng for their beautiful coverage of all those D-files.
No.
Chris Gorko, full retard Tom from Midnight's Edge for saying Poor Things is a pedo film. Did Tom say that? I'm assuming he said that because I believe the idea of that film is someone. The idea is that they have like a new and innocent brain, which I guess maybe you could think of that as a child brain, but then the guy basically turns into a sex slave or some shit like that. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's I love the way we explain that.
Pea dough.
It's dough made from the pea plant. You see,
Yeah,
it's a very green dough.
Yeah, it's good for arthritis.
I mean, full disclosure, I hope not, because all I heard was Emma Stone is naked in that a bunch, and that's why I want to see it. But there's a bunch of creepy undertones about it. Well, I don't know. Don't make it weird.
Just when I was enjoying Emma Stone.
That's why they didn't let droids in that bar. C3PO.
Smash pedo.
It's a great band, man. Smashed Peas. When the Black Eyed Peas get drunk.
There you go. Fucking chickpeas.
Hummus.
Yeah.
It's called hummus. I am liking all hummus. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't have much faith for anything else coming out. That's why every time we talk about our favorite things, it's almost nothing that's come out in the last. That's it. It's all like sort of freaking.
So what's
all
wrong
the
with
music
that?
is it's because where's our new shit? Where's the next Star Wars? We were supposed to make it, and we
son of
sorry,
a bitch. I take that back. I take that back. Your mother might be listening. I didn't mean that the way it was meant to be said. You asshole. How about that?
Yeah.
You got yelled at me for mentioning that we at one point wrote portions of a comic book and then mentioned it yourself.
No. You said, and I quote, "We are writing a comic," meaning it's going to come out.
It's happening.
Said we wrote past tense.
Semantics?
So I'm always up for semantics. Yes. But no, I don't want to make anyone here think that we have something they could buy. We don't. We had at one point like the first issue of a comic, and it's great. And then like 3 or 4 things have come out, and every single cool idea has been done. Code 8, the Heroes, it's Flash Forward. Yeah, all the cool moments from that comic have been taken. So now we got to rewrite the whole thing. So we don't have a comic anymore. Thanks, guys. So if you did, the lesson here would be, if you have a comic, do it now.
Get it out
as fast as you can. Get it out before someone does your shit. Because I can't even watch that Code 8 movie because so many things are consistent.
I'm getting too old for that shit.
Everything now would be... It's not a joke, but it really is. Like, they don't know how to do everything. They don't know how to do anything else except continuously just adapt the same things over and over again. We're never going to escape it. And this is the prevailing, yes.
Put a chick in it, make her gay. Put a chick in it and make her name it gay.
And black. You got to add that last part in, because that's what diversity means to them.
If you
it means
really
no white
want to
people
sell.
and just make them black. Yes. And
well,
then the
if
other
you
one,
don't
I
want
think
people to be
this
uncomfortable.
One. No, I want to be very
We've
uncomfortable.
tried nothing and we're all out of ideas.
I think
you
about
need
that.
better clips.
I wonder who's in charge of those. Like Star Wars, they've tried nothing and they're already out of ideas. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. And then, like, aren't they doing another Tron movie?
Few and far between things of value movie-wise compared to what we used to get.
Yeah. There was something every couple months at least. There's nothing now.
I mean, I'm just talking about like of movies that have led to like, oh my God, we still talk about them. What, Godzilla -1 will still be talked about. Dune, maybe 1 and 2 as
certain
a whole
circles,
will be talked about. Yeah. It's just there's not much else.
Yeah, nothing positive.
Yeah, although like shout out to like, I don't know, like the Oppenheimers, I guess. Still need to watch that. What's up, Jet? Welcome. Glad you came in. At the sorry. Well, thanks for joining us here. No.
Start playing the music out.
We have no out. We have no out. There's still people here and we're bullshitting. Yeah. just turn into Badgercast if you leave. It switches from being inside the Badger into Badgercast.
Or we get you to leave, and I can start telling people. I can dish out tea.
No, the only tea I want you dishing out is Liberty. You need to get your other computer working. I have a common idea. Was thinking me opening my based only comic shop and old school arcade. Well, I mean, that would be the end game, right? That would be the end game. And I mean, if nothing else, Ripa has that Ripa send. We could, in theory, if we had it, we could just send it to them and be like, can you print this out for us in color? You have to obviously work it all out.
I tell you right now, we could do it. We could have something to give to someone by the end of the year. Solid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one would hope. I trust Henry has been working on this for a long time, but I just worry how much he will be fucked with and how much power he can wield to get it not fucked with. Okay, haven't watched it, but I know, and I have Paramount Plus, so I can watch that. I need to finish Bass Reeves. Bass Reeves is good.
Somewhere, Irwin just had a heart attack.
Irwin will be just fine. Hold on, we'll get through there. We haven't seen it dragged across the concrete. All right. Yeah, bro. Time Crisis and a bunch of the Mortal Kombat. I would still love to get the Mortal Kombat arcade game.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Learning.
It's always fun. Wait till he discovers the other things. Okay, starting now, Badger versus Nerd Wars, race to 1 million subs and go.
Yeah.
Well,
he sensed a disturbance in the force.
He has a significant head start. I don't know how many years ago did he start? I want to say he started.
Someone called Ryan Roger Thay.
At least a year and a half ago. Well, you could just go to Social Blade and put in his.
I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you that much because I did look up Social Blade to see how Ryan Roger Thay gets his magical information. He just puts your name into Social Blade. Irwin has a C- on his channel, and Mr. Badger here, not Badger Boy, because that's another. I gotta be careful.
Don't look on that one.
Badger has a B+.
That's awesome.
So, or B-, whatever. It's a B. He's got a C.
It's a B.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. I don't want to have him on a start.
B is for Badger.
But what would the stakes be? Like, I like Bon Jovi. I don't have a problem singing Bon Jovi. There's no like. He'd have to watch something he doesn't want to watch, but I don't know. God knows.
So
what
are
that
you
would be.
Calling Irwin the gay Brazilian?
He does. He probably has a whalebone somewhere. Arcade games have gotten insane over the years. Sad they are no longer around. Well, because we all got things. That used to be the thing. Arcades took off because you get these big monsters of machine, and it would have better graphics than your, Atari at home or whatever the fuck, or even your Sega or your Nintendo. Now, like House of the Dead, right? Now.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. If you ever become rich, I will take an Initial D arcade system.
Okay. I'll do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
The only arcade game I ever beat was my stepdad used to take me to Santa Monica back before it was a shithole, everyone, to Santa Monica Arcade on the pier, the famous pier that GTA has in it, and I went there in game to see there was that arcade that used to be there. And I think we dropped a roll of 20 like quarters, which was a lot for 20 something years ago. And we beat Time Crisis 2. Fucking awesome. I wanted to beat House of the Dead. I think I beat House of the Dead 2 once, but when you had to drop a shitload of quarters.
But
is that? Yeah, I guess it did. God, Resident Evil. Silence.
Yeah,
Get out. So get out.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They put it into our homes, and and that is the one point that I hate this too, because it's like it's a broken clock thing. But all the coping of we're blaming Sweet Baby Inc. for everything, and it's a lot. But the other part that is true is, in addition to all of that, you're already doing it in unfinished games with the fucking shit we used to get for free that's now a microtransaction, or it's earned by doing asinine, that's not even fun gameplay. So even if you got rid of every woke DEI inclusion, there would still be a bunch of problem with modern games that we would have to overcome that we didn't have to deal with. But I'm telling you, the T2 arcade would be my preferred. I would love to get that one.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
So what's wrong with that?
Yeah, dude, I remember also like PC games used to have a book like this thick of the game manual that would have lore and all this shit. You ain't getting nothing now. Oh, well. Get Dance Dance Revolution. It's the only arcade game I used to be intimidated to get up because I was all fat. I was a fat kid.
Sure.
Didn't nobody want to see me jump up. Yeah, I mean, Dave and Buster's, do they still exist?
I think so. There's
So
a
that
couple
means-
of different things.
That's basically, or you'd have to go like to Vegas, obviously they have arcades, but like otherwise you'd have to find a movie theater, a decent movie theater that would have an arcade. Otherwise, aside from a Dave and Buster's, at least in America, there's not that many independently, shockingly, amongst all the things that have been lost to all the socialization, which the coof didn't help. But yeah, you'd go and you'd rent movies, that's gone. You'd go to the arcade, that's gone. You'd go to the mall, that's largely gone. Holy shit, the last time we went to a mall, it was depressing.
It was bad.
All the local comic shops are gone. Hell, the only store I go into is a dispensary, and that's because I'm in Cali, California. So everywhere else, I don't know. Yeah, all these fun things are just gone.
Nickel.
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
dude, we only have
Drivers
one
are
or
still
two
there.
left here.
Yeah. So shout out. We saw the Batman, which we just found out is being delayed another year.
Yeah.
So no Pattinson until 2026.
Now,
you
drive-in
guys-
movie, Lod. Yeah, we're
all upset.
We do have one pretty close to us. It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you get to watch usually two movies. They'll do one and then play a second. Lately, they've been fucking us over by doing the same movie twice. But when you pay like, $7 to $10 for two movies and get to sit in the comfort of your own car and can bullshit and have a snack bar back there still.
Bro, because
It's
I
good
can't
times.
take these people. Like the first time I saw Dune 2, it was cool. No one was really talking. The second time, this couple kept talking like loud as fuck. Most of the time it's quiet in the movie, so it's like super obvious. It's like, yeah. So at least when you're in your own car and you don't have to deal with any of those shenanigans.
Yep. You can smoke, eat a pancake.
Yeah. I bet you do. I bet you do. Oh yeah.
He was a young man.
No,
Piece of
I
shit.
mean, it's a lot of things you have to explain. Yeah, I liked the Batman, but a lot of things I wouldn't have done in that movie. And having him have that adversarial relationship, resentful relationship with Alfred was not a good choice. And the line when he was like, "You're not my father, Alfred," I was like, "Oh, why did you have him say that?" But I digress. That's all right.
I think I know, Down. I think I know. It's the same reason that apparently you hear in New York City, not only they're moving away from, everything's locked up now. You walk into like Target or Walmart, they're doing away with retail completely.
Yeah. Well,
maybe if you just prosecuted people properly.
I mean, yes. Devil's advocate, most of those arcades switched to a fucking card system. So, but yeah, the machines themselves would probably be destroyed or stolen or yeah.
Can't have nice things.
It normally is. That's what I tell all my dates.
I was going to say, is he talking about the Robert Pattinson Batman or our stream?
Yeah, I do. You know what's funny is I always hear this. The last half hour of the Batman was the worst part. And I'm the one to be like, but the last half hour is the point of the fucking movie. The entire point of the movie is for him to get to the roof of the stadium and save everyone and learn the lesson that he cannot just be vengeance. He has to be more than that, which is when he decides that he's going to develop the Bruce Wayne persona that is being missed. It's when he decides he can't just be Batman, he has to be both. That he can save the city, and it needs to be a combination of making the criminals terrified of him, but the citizens look up to him. So like, there's a lot you could cut out of that movie, but the fucking last 30 minutes, you need that. Yeah, I don't like that they turned Riddler into an incel and the weird and all that weird shit he does, and I don't like their version of the Joker, but I like a lot of the other things they did. I do like a lot of the other things they did. Yeah, but fuck Pattinson, man. He should have put on about 30 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care if he's tall and the fight was like decent. He needs to be intimidating. I should not look at Batman and go, I think I could take him.
I think I could do it.
I shouldn't look at Batman and think that. At least with Ben Affleck, I did not like. Fuck, I'd have done it, but I wouldn't have liked that fight. Pattinson? Oh, I think I got a chance. I think I got a solid chance.
Well, yeah, the Riddler shit.
And you are fucking 100% no fights for me. No, I don't like what they did. Man, they couldn't just let him be someone that wanted to be smarter than Batman and then fail at it. Like,
nope, had to make him one of them.
Yeah, I don't like it. And again, they made him a YouTuber. Hey guys, yes, I fucking hate all of that. I do.
Ooh.
I do. Carver's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, Colin Farrell is great. And hey, we're getting that. Okay, so the Batman #2 is fucking canceled, or not canceled, but delayed for a year. But the Colin Farrell, unless they delay that too, the Colin Farrell Penguin show, I don't know what they're calling it, but like the Gotham as he's taking over after all the flooding and all that, that's still happening. And apparently Robert Pattinson was on set and filmed a cameo as Batman. So we'll at least get that. And honestly, if that's like a dark Sopranos like crime thing, I'm the first one to talk shit about anything that's Batman related without Batman, but I'm also a hypocrite, and I like Colin Farrell and I like the way he did the Penguin. I'm here for it.
Especially if it adds to building up to the next movie, for instance.
Yeah, the winter mask and the stupid glasses and the tape and the whole thing, like
the screaming and
yes, you just could have done. No, he's in the movie as a character. I don't believe. I haven't seen it all though.
No,
I don't believe he's in. Yeah,
no, he's not.
Is that the one from Adam West? I'm gonna assume it's Adam West version. I actually think, like all things, the animated series and by extension the Arkhamverse, which Suicide Squad doesn't count, was the best version. I do like that. The Riddler, yeah, I don't. And that's that guy, Paul Dano, that came out saying that fucking good. I'm glad there's no more superhero movies. The superhero fatigue. It's like, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. It's just we're tired of the insertion of just dumb fucking topics. That again, that was the one thing also that we see now in everything of all those inclusion standards. It's like, how could you fucking write anything? How could you adapt anything? I mean, also to be fair, Batman's sort of a fucking emo character, and at least they showed the mascara because all of them have worn mascara. Then when they take it off, it magically disappears.
Yeah.
So at least they showed that. But I wish they had cut his hair. I wish they had given him the haircut from Cosmopolis or Cosmopot, whatever the fuck it is. That movie is because he looks like Bruce Wayne, ironically enough, in that one, and not that weird. Yeah, they did give him an emo haircut. I don't like that. You're right. And that was one too. I was like, bro, they're gonna make fun of him for being emo because he was in Twilight. Why did you go with that version? But then if you look at the year one comic, and it does look very similar. So it's one of those, maybe you were damned if you do, damned if you don't. There will be, his milkshake got drank. That was good. And I just watched him in Spaceman with Adam Sandler as he played the alien spider that is on the ship. That's a movie.
I didn't do it yet.
That's a movie.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fair. There's a lot of things that when they come out and we have problems with them, it's was this done on purpose? Can this be fixed? I think on the Batman, there's a lot of things that could be fixed and or could be better in the second one, as opposed to a lot of other things. It was like, no, you can't unmake that pie. There's no way to fix that. Yeah. And ironically, that's also sort of exactly what they were talking about. That's the joke with the Pander Stone. It's the same fucking movie. It's the same thing, just switched out a veneer of a skin. My Chemical Batman. Man, I used to unironically love My Chemical Romance. Helena, Black Parade. Emo was strong, but it got you chicks back in the day. And boy, I'll tell you what, I'll take a cutter emo girl any day compared to whatever the fuck is going on now. I'll tell you that with zero hesitation. Give me a damaged Valley girl any day compared to a corrupted Valley boy or whatever the fuck we've got going on. See? Good. I'm not alone. thought I was gonna get roasted for that one. I didn't think it was bad. And you know what? That one Cancer. It's a great song. I mean, it's a fucking horrible topic, but like, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I guess that's fair. Yeah. What happened with chicks like resented their dad? They would just have a goth phase.
And you knew what you were getting into.
You knew what you were getting into. Some dirty, resentful sex that everyone would regret. But hey, we can forget about our problems in the meantime. And now instead of putting on black hair and lipstick, they cut their tits out and get zipper tits instead. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Yeah. It's real hard to barrel through that phase. What was I just watching? In John, I know you'll read fucking Face Off. In the very beginning when the daughter gets in trouble at school. You look, and she's got a little goth face. Looks hot as fuck. I was like, yeah, I see what's going on here. That's fine. That can all be undone. Oh, you got your nose pierced. You're a big rebel.
Hey, Dana.
He's ripping you off. Yeah. Yeah. And instead, man. By the way, that was the one thing that James Lindsay was talking about when they got off of ESG and they were talking about this whole thing is the one thing states are doing now is all they're doing is changing the statute of limitations for how long you can sue. So in some states for this surgery and other things like that. So, let's say you're a 13-year-old and these butchers convince you to do that. By the time you hit 16, you have a problem with it now? Sorry, the statute of limitations ended 3 years ago. It's been 3 years.
We're calling about the sex change warranty expiration.
Yeah. Well, now they're doing it. So if you were under 20, you now have 20 years statute. And suddenly, shockingly, once the statute of limitations went to 20 years, all of these doctors start refusing to perform it, even though they're getting $70,000 of surgery and doing 3 or 4 a day. Oh, interesting. And
all of a sudden, it ain't right.
Thing, they've shut it down in England. They've stopped doing them in Switzerland and a couple other of these, let's say progressive countries. We're the only ones still clinging to it. Before 16. Thank you.
And I'd like to say shout out to 17 total people.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, they're moving it.
And
yeah, Gina Gershon, which you know what? And someone mentioned it. You want to talk about a LGBT movie that is fucking awesome that was made before ideology was first and foremost? Bound. If you've never seen Bound with Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly and Joe Pantoliano, Cypher from The Matrix, and it is actually directed by the Wachowski brothers at the time. Bro, yes, Bound. Great lesbian sex scene, great fucking characters, great everything.
You had
great
me
action.
at hello.
What do you want me to tell you? It's like not a heist movie, but like a criminal crime movie where Joe Pantoliano like works for the mob and Jennifer Tilly is the mob boss, and then this hot dykey fucking Jennifer Gershon moves in, and they go into a thing. And this is when I was a kid. My mother explained to me, base mother, that there are 2 different types of lesbians. You got your bull dyke lesbians and your lipstick lesbians. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm following you with you. She taught me gaydar real young. We lived in LA, Hollywood, right, in the 90s. It was fine. It was completely fine. Gina Gershon was the bull dyke, even though she was hot for a bull dyke. And Jennifer Tilly is the lipstick lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, oh boy, does it sell me on that ideology. But they stopped doing as I say, that's about as good as we got, boys, was Bound. That's when you get all the straight men on board for your lesbian movie if you did it like that, if you presented it like that. But they don't. They can't. That took actual talent. And now I guess I'm suggesting that we all go watch Bound for science.
But you don't want to watch Love Lies Bleeding.
Yes, they do. They play a substantial. And Jennifer Gershon there's a great sex scene. And that was also, as a kid, it was like, so that's how they do it. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that's a good movie.
I can get behind that.
Even if you take out the nudity and all the jokes we're making, it's actually a good movie with good performances. And I do actually recommend go watch Bound. Been a while. I'm going to have to watch that again.
Oh, I bet you do.
Well,
you draw the shades.
I'm going to have to watch it again. But I also am going to have to watch that again. And if you want, I think Jennifer Tilly boobies, fucking The Getaway with shout out to Alec Baldwin. The real Alec Baldwin, not Alec Baldwin's finger, but shout out to him too. fucking scissoring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she is naked in The Getaway, and that actually has one of the most messed up scenes too, where she ends up banging Michael Madsen's character, where her husband watches, and he does this scream, he does this cucked scream that I will forever remember. But yeah, The Getaway.
That's terrible.
It's really bad, dude. Because even as a kid, you just know it's a dirty thing, and you just internalize. You'd be like, okay, be a Michael Madsen. Don't be that dude.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be the go. If you look up The Getaway, I guarantee you it's probably on YouTube. If you put in Getaway, guy watches Jennifer Tilly.
Oh,
Michael
I'm
Madsen
sure
things,
it's on
I guarantee you
YouTube.
it's fucking on there. Oh, yeah. How about Nev Campbell?
Where the fuck were you 2 minutes ago?
I'm sorry, I was busy thinking about The Getaway and Jennifer Tilly, but yeah. Oh, if you weren't watching Starship Troopers, you better have been watching Denise Richards in Wild Things. And hey, if you were gay,
do both.
Kevin Bacon showed his dick. So there's that. There's a little bit of inclusion for you.
Bacon.
Kevin did, in fact, show his bacon. He don't miss. Yeah, he really doesn't. Look on his Twitter. The actual Alec Baldwin's Twitter is like a firearms instructor or owner. He's got all the fucking toys that I want.
That's awesome.
He had like a picture of a 50 cal Barrett. Like, I don't know how he got it, but I want to shoot it.
You're talking Julio's language.
Yeah, well. Forgot about Kevin's bacon. 7 degrees from Kevin's bacon.
Oh.
It's all right.
Ooh. That's a rabbit hole.
I should have watched this. You could shame me for this. I've not seen Mulholland Drive.
I don't think I have either.
Not related, but Memento. I haven't seen Memento either because I got spoiled and I didn't want to go backwards. Yeah, that's the other thing. And this is why the biggest insult, well, there's a lot of big insults, but the worst part is the revisionist history that no movies with diversity or strong female characters or any of this shit existed when it all existed. We've talked about it a billion times. All the TV shows, many of the TV shows and movies we used to watch were all starring black people. All of them, from Sister to we've done it, Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, but there was full of microaggressions.
Sure. And they were all strong and no one had any problems. And then they came in and acted like Jennifer Lawrence came in and she was the first person to ever be a starring woman in a thing. And Matt Walsh came in. He was the first journalist to ever talk about Gamergate or any problems. It's like the revisionist history is the worst part. It's the worst part where they act like it didn't happen and they're all the first people to invent or come up with this shit.
Yeah.
So you're saying I got to watch it. His best?
Wow.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Either go all in or not. Either it was a fucking aggression or it wasn't.
There are no big coincidences and little coincidences.
Yeah. No, I mean there's synchronicities, but no. Now all their terms, microaggression, fuck off.
Yeah, they just got to keep making shit up.
It has to. It's definitely a mass formation hypnosis. That for sure. We've proven that several times over and we've seen how to do it. But yeah, it's a collective amnesia or it's the Mandela effect. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Yeah, I've watched all of Voyager, all of Next Generation, all of Enterprise, unfortunately, all of Picard, and about like half of Deep Space Nine and about half of the original series. And I, no bullshit, watch Tremors 3 or 4 or 5 times a month. Like it's one of those things, if I'm cooking or if I'm just bullshitting, boom, Tremors will go on, or any of those movies, because it is just so endlessly replayable.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when I'm your age, I'll forget what I had for breakfast too. And really, we got 2 of you back to back. So you're saying I need to go right back now and finish DS9. I was actually just playing Star Trek Online, which they have Dax coming back, and it's a whole Deep Space Nine centered storyline. Dr. Bashir is there.
Okay.
Go
hit it.
Watch Tremors. I'm not even going to call it a B cheesy movie, which I'm sure it was and is. It fucking works. I think it works 100%. all the acting. There's not a bad performance.
It
everyone.
works so well that they remade it. Like, or not remade. They made sequels multiple times. Yep, you got to.
Yeah, no, really good, really good. Yeah, I know, and I make no claim to fame about watching all the sequels and all the TV shows or whatever. But yeah, at least watch the first one.
Yeah.
Can you fly, sucker? Can you fly? Yeah, I guess I got to go back and watch DS9 then. I think my original problem was that all the other things were on a starship and it was on a station, and I felt it was stagnant, even though obviously they have a bunch of people coming and going, and they leave, and there's the whole Covenant War. Jesus Christ, Dominion.
Everyone's saying DS9,
the whole
dude.
Dominion War. Yeah, no, and I know Cisco is one of the favorite captains.
I haven't done any Star Trek other than like the films for the most part.
People don't understand. First of all, I'm one of those rare nerd fans that I like Star Trek and I like Star Wars and I like Lord of the Rings and I like Marvel and I like DC. There was never and. I liked all of them. Now, I prefer DC over Marvel. I prefer Star Wars over Star Trek, but I like them all. And so, yeah, it's sad when people feel like you have to do one or the other. Until 7 of 9 joined, bro. And you know what? I always sort of wanted 7 to end up with the Doctor at the end of Voyager. I know you didn't watch Voyager, but man, Jerry Ryan. So fucking hot. Every character is good except okay. Isn't that Sisko's son, Jake Sisko? I know a little bit of it. I'm not complete Norman. Bro, 40K what? There's too many. Yeah, I've watched some of the lore, but like pick one. Oh, go read the Harris Conspiracy or Horus Conspiracy, and then there's like 30 fucking books under that one little thing. I'll tell you, I've told you what I'm going to do. But first of all, you are the official Warhammer fucking explainer on the channel whenever it starts. But I'm waiting for Henry to come out and say what he's going to do. At least pick a section of Warhammer he's going to try to adapt. And then I'll learn everything I can about that specific thing. But I'm not just going to go in. Like, here's 40,000 plus
you
hours.
Learn everything, but
yeah, no. What's a visitor episode? Yeah, honestly, the most I know about Deep Space Nine is from the Star Trek Online game, which continued on. And by the time I came into it, it's after the series because the timeline in the game is at the end. So Cisco is still inside the wormhole with the Bajoran gods or whatever. It's trippy. Yeah, you better. The fucking wet mop abound.
I've heard that a billion times.
And okay, cool. And I know Nog is a Starfleet captain, and at least in the video game, so he must have gotten some severe promotions. And yeah, that's what it seems like Cisco turns into. He turns into essentially a space Jesus deity that lives somewhere in like a godlike realm in between the fucking Delta Quadrant and the Beta. But if there's a wormhole you have to go through, and inside the wormhole are these other Bajoran gods. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Are we talking gun talk? I want to go to the range now all of a sudden.
I know.
Some of the stories of extras and new male actors, Jerry Ryan said they couldn't help their excitement. Yeah, I guess that's a problem when everyone is wearing very tight jumpsuits, and then Jerry Ryan's running around in her tight jumpsuit. All the tight jumpsuits. Yeah. Rat, you go watch Voyager. I'll watch Deep Space Nine.
DS9.
We'll tag team it together.
I'm down. Kind of want to watch. Oh Jesus. I feel bad. I can't think of the name of the movie right now.
Yeah, Bly, I've watched part of the first season, but it's like you really got to get. It's one of those things that once you start watching, it's like reading subtitles. Once you really get into it, you forget it. But the graphics are rough. I know they get better too.
Fucking
Fucking
Galaxy Quest.
Yes, Galaxy Quest is unironically probably the best Star Trek movie, even though it's not technically a Star Trek movie.
It's fantastic.
And yeah, bound if Jerry Ryan showed up as 7 of 9. I'll take that in the holodeck.
Yeah, we both got homework. Someone's watching Tremors. That's
not
the
as
one
much
I feel...
as Nerd Wars. Not as much as Nerd Wars. He's got a lot of homework. And yeah, I think I think even was it Patrick Stewart who said for the longest time he avoided watching Galaxy Quest because he thought they were making fun of Star Trek, and then he watched it and he realized, oh shit, it's a love letter to Star Trek.
Yeah.
And speaking of love letters to Star Trek, yes,
fantastic.
even though I think these days you have to point out that Seth MacFarlane is a soft-brained dummy who fucking said that unironically, yes, he thinks that you could trust the mainstream press, and he's got TDS. He made some pretty damn good television with the Orville, all the seasons. He really did.
You are our last hope.
And yet, you are our last hope. Apparently, that dude made up all of that, and everyone else just copied and went along with him.
That's great.
By Grapthar's hammer,
I won't say it.
Shall
Oh
be
man, rest in
avenged.
peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Oh, do it again.
Man, why a spoon, cousin? Because it's dull, you idiot. It'll hurt more. Yeah, see, that's the thing is a lot of these. Oh, it's been the Babylon 5. Okay, because at least with like Star Trek, the original series, they redid all the CGI. It's super fucking wild. Like, there's no excuse to at least not watch that. And yeah, and also, I mean, I'd rather say fuck Koof for and the people that overreacted to it for destroying at least a generation of children and their social development. But
shit.
The fact that Orville and everyone, Gary's wife lost her business, everyone lost their businesses, and all the restaurants never coming back. But yeah. On top of all of that, fucked up our Orville. Aren't we getting another season eventually, though? Eventually.
Wait a minute. Are you referring to the movie
it's this
or
one.
the show?
No. Yeah. Okay, so in Star Trek 3, they get a bird of prey, which is a Klingon. It's a Klingon ship. Which in the next movie, they go back in time. The Klingon, they get the ship from Doc Brown. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd did play one of them. And fucking yeah, bird of prey. Which the TV show back in the day was fine, but no one was watching that. And yeah, no, I was busting your balls too, though, because also fuck, I'm busting Wonky's balls because yeah, that was bad too. But yeah. All the other stuff is a touch not that great either. God, and they're still fucking trying. That's that thing on Disney where it's like even well after the coup, and you still see they're not making their money back. It's like we still blaming the COVIDs.
No, it's all the bad YouTubers now.
No, yeah. The COVIDs that the CDC just released a treatment protocol saying treat it like the flu. Huh? Okay.
Imagine.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, some might say that it just exposed what was already ruined, which is what I think. But one thing we've learned,
it out.
One thing we've learned is when you have a society of easy manipulatable, in debt, miserable people, fat, all with heart disease and diabetes from our copious sugar and drug intake. Forget the industrial military complex, the industrial medical complex, who has lovingly filled us with drugs and is transiting all the kids because that's big business and you're a lifelong patient. Yeah. Turns out when you add like the smallest of problems, like a quickly spreading respiratory, a bad cold that you're fat and everyone has 80 comorbidities. Turns out, then you overreact, and instead of telling everyone, "Hey, eat better and go outside and get sunlight and drink blah blah blah,"
hoard toilet paper.
No, said you should stay inside, lower your immune system, eat shitty food, have no vitamin D whatsoever. Even though about 80% or 70% somewhere in there of the people that died all had vitamin D deficiency. Spoiler to, by the way, black people whose melanated skin specifically makes it hard for them to absorb sunlight and produce vitamin D, which is also a hormone, which is really important. Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing. But
John,
real shame
all too right.
The
man's a chef. You can talk about food all day.
No, and he also means how they've completely destroyed it, leading to the destroyed of us. Yeah, God, remember when we ran out of toilet paper in the beginning? Remember, he's not wrong, by the way. I use Vaughn's delivery just because it could be a pain. The last several times, the dude only spoke in Spanish, could not fight, and it's like, okay, all right, I'm starting to see it. Yeah, I like I like Frosted Flakes with sugar and extra frosting on top. It's really great. It leads me to have a sugar crash and immediately pass out the whole day. So I love it.
Imagine.
Yeah, well, I love guns and I love the art of war. I just don't want to fucking have to pay for it or send our boys to die in it. So that's why I play Helldivers to go to the range. Unfortunately, we can't. We got a whole complex that Dwight Eisenhower warned us about. They really just love, and where they love to do it. They love those Middle Eastern countries. They're not getting enough of there. Go conquer Canada at least.
Stop. They're going to yell at you again.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Robin Williams had it right. Look what Canada did to him. They took him out. It's Grand Canada Conspiracy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. All because he sang that joke at the Oscars. Calling it now.
Allegedly.
I fucking miss Robin Williams so much.
Yeah.
You know, Robin Williams has bits on Biden. That's how fucking old Biden is and how on point Robin Williams was. And yes, Robin Williams sang from South Park at the Oscars, Blame Canada. Go look that up if you've never seen it.
I saw, but I didn't actually watch the clip. I guess
love
there's
you down. Because you know
really
I don't mean you. And yeah, feel free to annex the
Angry-
shit out
yeah.
of this place.
Told you.
We'll try and we'll lower the prices on everything. I don't know what it is every time. It's so funny. No, honestly, keep Canada the same, but regress all that dumb shit they just added under Trudeau. Give them a freedom of speech bill and take away the compelled speech, and Canada would be just fine. And give them a First Amendment. Fuck. You ever seen a moose? They're monsters. Every Canadian should have a rocket launcher to deal with those moose. I swear. I was in Alaska once as a kid, and then we went through it to go through Canada. Fucking things are like 14 feet high. They're insane. They're
fucking
insane.
Alaska. Shout out to your grandparents.
Yeah, may they rest above in the fields of bigotry where we all go.
I thought you were going with like Valhalla, but geez, all right.
No. You know, I'm sorry, but even though they're religious, my grandparents were fun and they would have unironically been called bigots. The first time I heard the term UFO, ugly fucking Oriental, it was my grandmother.
Jesus. All right, we got to stop. We got to talk.
Yeah. You've heard the term UFO. Stop it.
Yeah, but I didn't say it.
Oh, that's everyone else. We're 2.5 hours into a stream that was going to be 1 hour. We're not monetized. Do you think I'm going to get age restricted because I said what my grandmother told me about UFO 20 years ago?
She grew up in a different time.
I welcome it. Oh, we all did.
We all do a better time.
That's the point, though, is everyone is a bigot now. The big old tree of bigotry. Yeah, it's so funny. That's sort of what Musk was saying, that like they call all of us right adjacents because their views are so extreme that everyone is to the right of them. Which really is the only victory, is that norms are seeing it. Yeah, normal. I didn't say it. I just repeated what someone dead, no longer with us, said. God.
Sure. There's your out.
That'll hold up in court, right?
It will now. You won't even make it to court. You'll be out before the weekend's up.
There you go, Jet. There you go. Like, by the way, though, because that really, the Orient, what the fuck did that what does that even encompass anymore? Because that calling something the Orient and Oriental, that was done a long time ago. That's just like Asia in general. So I think I'm for that one. I understand that one because that's too much confusion.
So can we break it down to simple ones like you got Hispanic, right? You got Asian. You see, there's only so many, and it's an umbrella. Yeah, there's lots of shit underneath each one.
Yeah, but then people start turning shit into microaggressions.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Like,
fucking
I'm half Puerto Rican, but don't call me Spanish because I'm not fucking from Spain. You see what I'm saying?
But if I call you Hispanic, that's not offensive.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to find the one thing everyone can call you without being offensive.
Bigot. We're proud now. We took it. We turned it. We made it our word.
Yeah.
It's literally the bigot army. That's what Hypnotic and all the people figured out. Yeah. You have that's the other thing. They ruined all the words. They mean nothing. I used to be horrified being called racist or yeah. He's gonna say. First time I was called bigot was me explaining to a normie that there's no need to buy a 4K TV for Yeah.
Clutch.
Yeah. Well, you have privilege.
That's a good one.
You have privilege. I'm telling you. Yeah, but that's the point, because when people say Asian, the Southeast Asian, they should count too. That should count too. That's the rub, though.
Yeah.
When they see diversity, and it's always like put a black person, it's like, well, where's the Southeast? That's what I at least appreciate about the Gentleman. There's plenty of diversity in there. The one guy guarding in the weed, yeah, bruv, he's fucking like Southeast Asian.
Yeah, and I love Jimmy.
Yeah. No,
Poor sweet Jimmy.
Yeah, you can do actual diversity can actually mean more than what they think it means. The most reason for Celestials. Yeah, well, certainly in Eternals. Yeah, it's so fucking funny. I called Gary 2 herpes on my stream last week, and I freaked out. Well, you know, that's well, it does get to everything, and it never really leaves you. It just keeps coming back.
Little flare-ups.
Well, the thing that's consistent about Gamergate 1 and 2 is simply the pattern of we point out an infestation and or corruption of the gaming sphere correctly. We then get accused of those people of being all the fun things that we're talking about now and don't bother us anymore. Bigot, racist, blah, 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 blah. Then the news journalism, using that fucking heavy quotation marks, they come in, and instead of defending us or actually looking at what happened, they immediately back up their friends there and their little diversity ESG pushes. And that's we just saw immediately these fucking gaming articles came out. And yeah, it's going to keep, and that's the other thing, is that's why we need to remember the names of these people, because they just scurry away and then they come back with new branding. They come back with a new shell.
New gender? It's
so
sad.
if anything, that would be the one victory, is that we're able to see those patterns a little bit more. And we're able to call them out. And the straight up weaponized autism of all of us is going to great effect. Triple American, born in the US. My dad is Mexican, my mom was Guatemala. Yeah. There's something there. You are triple American continent. I mean, everything has a story, right? So I'm waiting to see what happens next with this, because how does this end is the question. How do we think this Gamergate 2 ends? Because right now, the last things that came out that we know about are Spider-Man 2 and Suicide Squad, and they're getting throttled, and everyone knows about Sweet Baby Inc., and they're trying to get Cabrutus canceled, but it's not working. So what's the next part of this story beyond everyone just stops talking about it and whatever the next scandal is? I don't know. That was the open end, because we'll see. I don't know why these game journalists are in their jobs. They seem absolutely despise gaming culture. Well, if you believe Gary and all of that, most of the gaming journalists are there because they want to be actual journalists. They want to be political, social, entertainment journalists, but they can't. So they write about the easiest thing they can write about, and that's gaming. And then when Matt Walsh is over there fucking calling them the lowest form of journalists, that's not because he knows that they're easy to be taken advantage of, or that they're really, but that's because he just has a low opinion of gamers and journalism. And so anyone covering what he thinks a low opinion of must be the worst people, not because they're soulless, vacuumous propaganda pushers. But there's the thing is the opening credits to what? The ramping up, because we keep saying they're going to double down. So we must about to see if what they're saying is survive till 25, like on the industry, they're saying survive till 25, just get until they can make their projects. What the fuck do they have planned in 2025?
Hopefully the end. Hopefully they just give up. Stop making shit at this point. Why would you keep making shit that just tanks? Just for the argumentatives of people on the internet?
Well, no, because
keep splitting people.
There's the same reason they keep making Flopbuster after Flopbuster. We heard them say it. They want to get rid of their target demographics. We're their core demographics. They want to get rid of us and replace us.
Okay, but then they didn't show up.
Right. But they're slow to learn the lesson, and they're going to keep doing it because they don't understand. No, it's the children who are out of touch.
Why won't anyone think of the children?
That's some Matrix shit going on right here. How can you speak if your mouth, whatever the fuck, if you cannot speak?
That fucked me up.
Why?
The
When
first time I
he
saw
fuses
it.
his mouth shut?
Yeah,
it's pretty creepy.
that was one of the worst.
Yeah, it depends on how. Look, if Sweet Baby Inc. and all of them, they would, if they were smart, they're not, but if they would shut the fuck up. They would super shut up, and they would not be talking about it anymore, and they would wait for it to all die down until their next infestation. But they're not smart, and they're shocked. They're shocked that their fucking harassment claims aren't working. Well, wait for the woke on woke crimes to really start. Because that's the thing. They're gonna double down, which they're doing. Now that they're bleeding, they're gonna be wounded animals. They're gonna act even more irrational, and they're gonna start attacking each other, which they've sort of done. We saw that when they were talking about like your silence won't save you, and
insert the Joker quote, dude.
Bro.
Let him fucking just tear each other apart.
Let them eat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and as we 50-50 at this point. Looks like they're going to go. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen because he's not in violation of anything, and he keeps beating all those checks. The Cabutus and his Steam curator list, rather.
Yeah, that just politely points you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Of the games you might like.
That's the chick that's from the girl from Black Girl Gamers saying that they found out that they thought the industry was about them, but it's about us, but it was about them. It's like, no, it's fucking gamer. It's the gaming industry. It is literally about us. It's what we want. That's what they don't get. That's what they don't get. Yeah, and they can't because of the that really is that Larry Fink, man, when he was talking about it has to be echoed everywhere you look. That's how you change. By everywhere you look, there it is. It's a lot of like, if you just say a lie, it's how they did the mass formation hypnosis. If you just say a lie over and over and over and over and over again, people hear it, and all of a sudden it's their truth. It's why my certain family member thinks that there's no such thing as woke and that Disney's doing just fine because he's heard that lie long enough.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
And that is true. It's not, some of them believe it, although I do believe a lot of them know it's a fucking lie. They know it's a lie and they're doing it anyway. And we'll see. Yeah, they can't take the lie. That's the one thing we did is learn is that the ESG money is going away. They can't do this much longer. Yeah. Well, not doing that much longer, are we? Not doing that much longer. They are literally biting the hand that feeds them, and the money that would have powered them through that is disappearing and or gone. So, and yeah, that's one party you're not going to want to go to and have fun with. Trust me. Yeah. Trey's made a video about SBI going after CopCon. Yeah, well, if they're just delusional enough to keep picking fights with people, then we will have nothing short to talk about. No shortage of topics to go through, but we just need more examples of the Helldivers. More people doing actual gameplay loops that are fun, that have humor and aren't filled with microtransactions. And yeah, all the Capcom, all the Eastern game companies, all of those, they're going to become for because they're the last social area to capitulate. Yeah, well, that's sort of why they're getting into everything, so we can't escape it. That's why it's disturbing when everything is either Steam and or GOG, COG, whatever the fuck that is, which I'm still not using that gaming service. But yeah, because I know Google, Steam, all that counts together. So we better hope that they keep being somewhat even. Oh, that would explain it then. That would explain it because
Makes
gallows
sense.
humor and all the shit talking about, they were doing that on the real lines. So that translates. Again, for double game, all it is a solid gameplay loop that works, fun, and they've got that viral marketing, everyone making clips. It's not rocket science. Not rocket science. Yeah, it's just not what it was. Yes, you do. Solid recommendation. And for $40, the game was so good, I upgraded another 20 to the enhanced version just to be like, well, here you go. Thank you.
I look forward to Badger buying it for me one day.
Yeah, and CD Projekt Red has those videos about ESG where they just say all of it out loud, straight up, that the only reason we're doing this is because the investment polls show that you guys want blah blah blah. And by you guys, they mean the investors. And I have no fucking faith for any Witcher stuff coming up, Witcher 4 or whatever their multiplayer thing is, or any Cyberpunk and diversity is fine because it's so far in the future and everyone is so modded up that it almost means nothing diversity wise. So I don't care about that because everyone is the they, them literally in Cyberpunk. Everything is so fucking confusing. That's fine. That in isolation, it's not as overt and offensive. But if The Witcher shows up and everyone is diverse as fuck, like the TV show, because the games are following the books before, yeah, that'll be weird. That'll be weird. Oh, I'm sure it did. That's the problem. It's not hard to offend them even when you're trying to be nice. Put your money and stuff is good. Yeah, well, that's basically what Netflix did. It's why they only hire or license out proven things. I didn't get Helldivers until multiple people were popping off of, and all the stories about. Yeah, I'm one of the dummies that actually bought Helldivers when I knew there was a waiting list, like, a waiting time to like 20, 30 minutes to get in. Look at this motherfucker. Dark Souls.
Sorry, I went for a snack.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No need for you on Badger Cast. You sit here and talk aimlessly.
Yeah, no. It's just like when we talk on the phone, a lot of people won't know this, but here you go. A lot of this started because we would sit on the phone and bullshit like this. Yeah. I was like, let's record it. Let's do something. Yeah. There you go. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Critical Drinker is my go-to review dude for most movies. Most movies. At least to see what he'll say. Because I don't always agree with Drinker. Most of the time I do, and I at least appreciate his takes on things. Drinker has a much more charitable take on a lot of the DEI and whether we're winning or not. And he also just doesn't have as much of a nuanced understanding of American politics as a Gary. So I do love Drinker for all of his movie takes. But Gary is also the one that I go to for like most like movie and combination of everything. And thank you guys for staying this long. Yeah, we're ending here in 8 minutes. We're going to end, that'll be 3 hours, which is 2 hours longer than I thought. You guys are awesome. Next week, I think we'll just probably start at 9 o'clock since it seems like everyone showed up.
Yeah.
At 9 after, and that's fine because that way we don't have to step on Hypnotic, which shout out to Hypnotic. Thank you. And we don't have to step on 199. It is really hard to find a time to stream. And so that's
a consistent fine. 12+ people watched for almost the entire time.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I yell at Nerd Wars all the time when he's like, my channel's dying because I'm streaming. It was like, because you're not streaming consistently. If you were doing Nerd Rage every Friday before F&T, people would show up because they know, like, that's what Geeks and Gamers in the Morning, the daily showed, is like, you have to build. So yes, if you guys are down, and I'm going to look at chat now since there's enough of you. If you guys are down, we will go live every Friday at either 8 or 9, depending, but it sounds like 9 would be better because there's more of you. And yeah, we'll just do it. And you could depend on us to show it. And thank you, Wonky Man.
Yeah.
And thank you all. Yeah, I just wanted, that's it. It's the normal show, just going through every Friday, just showing through the basic videos that I did for the week, which is the basic topics. You can all talk. Shout out to Drinker, and I love him, and if I ever talk to him in person, I'll tell him this, but I would rather die than go through an entire stream and not read your guys' super chats or talk to you. I know it's easy for me to say with 17 people when he has thousands of people, he can't read all the super chats, but the point is, when you show up here, you're getting love in the chat. Same thing as if you show up to a Nerd War stream. Tomorrow, by the way, of course, we'll be on Erwin's channel for Sunday for Saturday morning buffoons or whatever you're calling it. But the point is, we love the chat and we want to talk about this stuff with you guys and bullshit back and forth. The thing says do it. All right. So Inside the Badger Inn is an every Friday thing now. We'll do it at 9:00, so that way we're not stepping on. And then and we'll go as long as you guys want to go. Sorry, PST 9:00 Pacific Standard Times. That'd be midnight EST. So sorry.
All right, I'm calling it. You got to make one of the membership tiers Damnation.
Okay. For them, I will make one of the membership tiers Damnation.
You're welcome.
I will do this. Yeah, I will do that. Thank you. And shout out, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Got to start somewhere. And that one little taste of Nerd Wars when he crashed and I got Badger Cast and it didn't go horribly and it was fun.
You mainlined it.
I got them. Yeah, hence the sorry. We were always recording it at 9:00 offline and then uploading it. I said like global mountain time. Fuck if I know though.
I believe so.
We have AI. Just put in what is PST GMT. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's the other thing. I hate people asking to smash the like button. It is literally the only way the algorithm shows your channel. And it's so weird. Like, I'll have a video that I was like, I thought that topic would get more views. And then for whatever reason, I get like 1 or 2 likes and it throws it into the algorithm. And I'll get people commenting on a video from a week ago. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was a topic people cared about. Just no one saw it because the algorithm is a fickle mistress that we are all constantly trying to understand. But there you go. That is apparently GMT. Negative, or that's PSD, I think. Either way, 9 p.m. next Friday and every Friday will be at Pacific Standard Time, our time, whatever that is, everything. 4 a.m.
Shit.
Sorry. You could pull a Shad and wake up really early. Like Shad wakes up at 5 a.m., I think. No! Why did they put all that extra syllable on it? By design? You got Freddy's coming after you?
No, Fight Club, man. That'll solve
9. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, same.
Can't help it. I'm on commie time.
That was good. I mean, a hell of a lot longer, but no problem with that. That's what she said.
Guys, and many of you are content creators yourself. I think you believe me when I say I fucking didn't think anyone would show up. So to have a consistent 16, 17, 18 people and more than one people not saying you suck, go end yourself, but like you have a good stream and I like you, blah, 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 blah. It's still surreal and still great. And 100% show up all the time for you guys. It's awesome. I have games. Yeah, well, that's the other thing is I want to play games all day and I'm making something. Then by the time I get to like, all right, I got videos done, this thing's to it, and I'm too tired to play these fucking games. Helldivers takes a lot out of you. Like I make sure to get a couple drops in a day, but it takes a lot out of you. Not streaming, Helldivers. The PTSD.
The dummy mommy.
Bro, but algorithm mommy can step on me all she wants. I got that taste of the going viral for the first time with that one SBI making it to knowyourmeme.com where like 100 subs in fucking like an hour or whatever. That was pure cocaine. And that was what really made me understand, oh shit, the algorithm and people just seeing your content is like 90%. Oh, bro, 90%. I fell asleep early. I woke up to lesbian cast. Bro, yeah. You made all the Bound talk and everything else was great. Yeah, everyone go watch Bound again. Hey, look, Alex, this time Alex showed up 2 minutes before the stream ends. We are ending at 3, but bro, we're gonna have a consistent stream now every Friday because everyone showed up and said it was fun. So that's all you need. I need just a little bit of reinforcement for my addiction and I'll go ham. And so yeah, dude, next time
there is no lie detected.
9 p.m. PST. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. I'm looking at all the figures. Don't worry, I got Irwin too. I spread on the addiction. It's funny. Rat and Irwin both went from like I'm worried about you, there's help, to buying and being addicted their own. And to that end, I'll spoil it and we could talk about it tomorrow. Irwin, who hasn't seen Conan, bought a fucking Conan action figure. work that out because he likes
He
the comic.
invested real quick.
Yeah. So, all right, we're gonna stop. Rat, say goodbye
to who? Oh,
The
them?
people.
Shit, that's right. You guys have been
people here.
great. Thank you. That was fun. It's better than just talking to ourselves.
Yeah, which we do anyway. And yes,
Yeah.
the homework assignment tonight is overwriting everything. Go watch Bound with Jennifer Tilly and Gina
So-
Gershon.
It's like our book club. Next weekend, we'll all come in and discuss our favorite
Yes.
scenes.
All right, and we will see you tomorrow on Saturday Morning Buffoons. Good night, everyone. Everyone wave and say goodbye.
Later.
Well, bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for showing up. See you tomorrow on Nerd Wars channel in the morning. 10 a.m., 10, 11, 12. So 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Nerd Wars channel. See you then.